Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to TLP Sports Club. You are watching TLP Live. I am your host. I go by the name of Harry B, and the B means billion. Thank you for joining me here on this show. Whether the title or the thumbnail got you here, I want to welcome you and I want to say thank you for joining me. If you are watching this live, welcome to the chat. If you are watching the post live, please join the comments. Join the conversation by commenting. If there's a segment where you find interest or value, join, join us by commenting, share with a friend, and make sure that you hit that like button because it helps the algorithm to send this video to other people just like you. But yeah, I saw this title. Shedeur Sanders falling in the draft was justified. He might not even make the Browns. I totally jacked this title because it didn't make no sense to me. This video was sent to me to react to it. So I said, all right, cool. We're gonna take this video and we're gonna react to it, and we're gonna have a conversation. While I'm trying to get people to come in here, and if you're watching in the post live, I'm sorry, but the first couple of minutes, it's more like waiting for people to come in. So just have a little bit of patience, or you can scroll just a little bit when the conversation really gets going so that you can get the benefit of what you clicked on. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, just the other night we had a 6-hour, almost a 7-hour live. All right, that was we almost set another record for how long we went live, talking about the situation with Travis Hunter's wife and that viral clip that she posted. The conclusion of that viral clip, for those of you who did not watch that live, it was that was not what we all thought it was. That viral clip was misunderstood, misinterpreted by a lot of people. It was a knee-jerk reaction of their relationship. A lot of people thought that her crying has something to do with turmoil or something bad happening in their relationship. So they had an initial reaction to her crying without context. All right. I want to thank my panel members that were on that live. They stuck with me for 6 some hours. Some came at different times, but yeah, man, it was a lot. I've rested. I had a couple of days to just rest from that. And now here I am. But yeah, that video, that viral video was actually a message. It was a beautiful message to her fans, those who like her and who support her, to let them know that she has overcome a lot and she wishes that she can go back to December to give herself a hug, because the type of peace that she's experiencing in Christ, the one that she is trying to get closer to, she now has this renewed peace and joy that she wishes she had in December when she was going through all of that stuff that she went through once people started to come for her and Travis Hunter's relationship. So a lot of people took that out of context and said, listen, get offline, just get offline. But my conclusion was, even though I negatively reacted to it when I saw it initially without clicking on it, before I had an opportunity to click on it and have a live and a discussion about it, I had the same thought like everybody else, right? But when you are mature and when you have the heart of Christ, if you find something initially to be troubling or to be something and you misinterpret it, once you get the information, I believe you should have a change of heart, or your heart should be quickened for you to be able to say, oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. That initial reaction was not what it was supposed to be. I'm sorry. So that's my stance. A lot of people still think she should get offline and not be posting crying videos. But I look at it as that's on us, not her. Because what if her dad or her mom or somebody in her life gave her a necklace or wrote her a letter and said, hey, girl, you're special. Just keep going. And she just happened to be online and recording that. Or what if she was laughing? You see what I'm saying? So it's like we're reacting to something based on our perceptions. But if your perception is wrong and you took it out of context, then you can understand where you will start giving advice where the advice is not warranted. That is not why we're here tonight. I am here tonight to talk about this Shedeur situation. To some, this conversation will be not new. To some, this conversation is not new. To some, it may be new because obviously when you're on the interweb and people find you anew, like my channel, new people are coming every day. So if you find this conversation to be new, that's cool. But if you are an everyday consumer of Shedeur content and football content, then this is not going to be necessarily new. There will be some nuances that are new because every day I'm getting better. And I feel like I'm starting to feel it. So now my commentary, the things that I do and how I do it, I'm starting to feel it. So I'm glad you're on this journey with me. And I guarantee you, every time you see me now, I'm going to be adding something new. You feel me? So stick with it. Let's go. We're about to get into it, guys. But right before we do, please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. This sermon says, what's up with the title? I taught you like Shedeur. That is not my title. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not my title, but yeah, we about to talk about it, so stick to it. Stick around. I saw the title and I thought it was interesting, so I jacked it from the people that posted the title. You're about to see it in just a second. So let's go ahead. I think we have enough people here. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Discernment, stick around, man. That ain't my title. This is Shedeur land. This is Shedeur Sanders land. So stick around. We're about to get started. Get the show started. Let's go. All right, so let me go ahead and get this thing going. So I thought you liked Shedeur. What happened, Harry B? Did your channel change? I'm like, yeah, I'm going on the dark side so I can get more subscribers. Apparently, if you go dark and you go back, if you're negative, you get more views. Look at Coach JB. He don't grew exponentially. Y'all leaving me out in the dust because good guys don't win this internet game. The algorithm love darkness. Oh, Lord. Let me make myself big so you can see the veins in my head. And if you watched the live on the 6-hour, 7-hour live last time, some of y'all women, y'all got types. So stop playing with me, okay? All right, guys. So here we go. Let's dig into this. But right before we do though, let me not be rude. Let me say hello to my people. Peter, investor, what up with you? Hope all is well. Discernment, what up with you? Bandwagon Brown, salute to you. It's one bad day, but tomorrow Shedeur will ball out. Them fourth stringers need to catch the dang ball. Okay. Oh, I wasn't talking about today. If Shedeur had a bad day today, so y'all already reacting to it. That's exactly what I thought when I saw that title. But like I said, this is not my title. Let me pull up the title again. As you can see right here, I'm gonna make this bigger so y'all can see. Bigger figure. Y'all see the title right there? Rob Parker, Shedeur Sanders falling in the draft was justified. He might not even make the Browns. All right, so if y'all saw the Eric Jackson, Eric, what up with you? Dun, dun, dun. Hey guys, hear ye, hear ye. Dallas is in the building. Yes. Todd Smith, what up with you? Oh, before I get going and honest, gotta let y'all know, man, this is how the show runs. Right there on your screen. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. Guys, that is how you call into the show. If you hear anybody on the panel, this is how they get on the panel. So you can write that email down, guys. And if you have business you want to do, you know what I'm saying, sponsorships and everything, go ahead and send it to that email. If you don't know how to do it the official way, all right? The official way, there's a way to do it. For those who know, they know. But if you're not official, you're like, yo, Harry B, I don't know how to do it official because I'm not a big brand, just email me right there. Be like, yo, Harry B, I just want you to show my baby skin oil from the P. Diddy trial. I came out with a baby oil line, and I'll give you, you know what I'm saying, a couple of dollars so you can, you know, promote it for me. I don't know if I should be promoting baby oil, but hey, listen, a check is a check, okay? Join TLPLive@gmail.com. And for those of you who work so hard for your money, but you want to be generous to your brother, my Cash App is right there. $ TLP Sports Club, $ TLP Sports Club. Guys, I gotta go. I gotta get the show going, okay? Enough of all this stuff, okay? Let's go. All right, who else is here? Okay, so let's go. Peter said, but I read the title as justified in a biblical sense. Oh, okay. So y'all adding the Bible to this title and stuff. Okay. Some people will, some won't. But I think it is what Rob and them we're talking about. So let's go. Here it goes.
Because this happening's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And just all the reports coming out just are not good when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. I mean, they just aren't. You could read in. You know, I read into it. No, like,
please don't get mad. This is a live reaction, guys. This is a live reaction. Love moves. What up with you, love moves? Your love is always moving me to dance. Your love. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. This is a live reaction video, so I will have to stop. If it's getting good for you, please forgive me. Okay. That's how it works.
If you read the stories, it doesn't sound promising that he's going to be the starting quarterback like a lot of people are predicted, whether it be the start of the season or halfway through the season or the last 4 games of the season. It just doesn't sound like that, Rob G.
Yeah, and Browns camp is opening up this week. And
all right, guys, so the first opening clip that they're talking about, guys, it does not seem like Shedeur will be the starting quarterback of the Browns. That statement is it is somewhat true because of how the things are working out. This is not a normal situation. Please understand that Shedeur is the 4th string quarterback, and there is a pecking order in the NFL. Snaps are very limited to the 4th string quarterback, but Mary Kay Cabot, whatever, Mary Kay, the inside beat writer, the insider analyst, she has put out an excerpt saying that Kenny Pickett is going to be, not Joe Flacco, I was about to say Joe Flacco, that Kenny Pickett is more than likely going to be the starter. And according to Unc, you know what I'm saying, at Ocho, Mary Kay Cabot is the quote-unquote Bible when it comes to Cleveland Browns news, okay? Like I told y'all, we are learning to lay up the lands. If you are a Browns fan, you probably know Mary Kay. You've been rocking with her for years. So basically, if Mary Kay says something, it's either coming from a very reliable source. So we are going to take that for Bible for the Cleveland Browns, that Shedeur is not going to be your starter. But what does all of that mean? I don't know how many people around here are really like gung-ho about Shedeur being the starter. Okay? I think we're split. Some of us know that he should be the starter, because if I look at some other quarterbacks like Kim Ward and others that are on different teams, and their teams are in need of a quarterback, and then being on the lowly Browns, Shedeur is capable of being that quarterback. So we hold our sentiments, but I believe if you are rational and you're like, okay, this situation may not work out in the best scenario for Shedeur, then you understand why it's okay that he doesn't start, because the Browns are in a conference, right, where they are one of the last team, if not the last team in that conference. So not having a good supporting cast is going to be reminiscent of Colorado all over again. So if you take it in stride, if you are a strong Shedeur fan and you take this stuff in stride, you're like, okay, fine. Don't put my guy out there so that he can get killed or get hurt right away. Let somebody else be the guinea pig. Let me see how this offensive line is going to really play. And then somewhere down the line, maybe, in the middle of the season or closer to the end of the season, if he comes in and takes a few reps, we will understand. Raise your hand if you're on that side of the fence. And then for some of y'all, raise your hand if you're like, it's starter or bust. I want to know all of the starter or bust people. I want to know all of the rest of us. Some of us who are just like, no, don't start him because we don't know about this, that conference or that division that they're in. Do they say conference in the NFL? I don't think we don't say conference. Well, the NFC conference division or whatever. That division that he's in, it's gruesome. It's brutal. So if he starts or not, for me, I want him to start because obviously, you got Cam Ward who is being groomed to start no matter what the division is or whatever it is, the conference is, he's starting. So if they were to put Shedeur in a position where they were going to surround him with the right weapons and stuff like that, and he was number one, regardless of anything else that happened, then I will feel good about that. But if he doesn't start, I'm fine. Let somebody else get the start, and then we'll see what happens after that. So, Peter Investor, are you raising your hand that is start or bust? Let me get a yes or no. All right, so this video was today. So the news, they keep saying that the news is that he's not going to be the starter. So let's listen to more because there's a lot more that they said that I want to dissect in this live.
A lot of camps all around.
And please call in if you can. Let's talk about it because they're saying a lot here that I feel like, we need to go ahead and dissect.
The league. And of course, all eyes are on that 4-man quarterback battle because it's been widely reported, ESPN, NFL Network, CBS, Fox Sports, the Cleveland Browns will not, NOT, be keeping 4 quarterbacks on the active roster.
Because most teams just don't do it.
They will not be doing it. So obviously what that means is one of these guys is going to be the odd man out. And according to the latest piece in CBS Sports, there is a growing belief that the odd man out is going to be Shedeur Sanders. Here's the reason why. Number one, Joe Flacco, the oldest in the group, led the team to the playoffs 2 years ago. So he's kind of the leader in the clubhouse in that regard where we can count on this guy. We know what the benchmark is. At a minimum, we're going to be solid with Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett was reported last month by Mary Kay Cabot that he is, by all accounts, set to be the starter in week 1. And on top of that,
they traded for him. Exactly.
They gave up assets, real pieces to get Kenny Pickett. So you think it's not going to be him. They moved down to the rookies. Dylan Gabriel, let's be honest, whether you think he's worth it or not, was drafted 2 rounds ahead of Shedeur Sanders, which means if we do process of elimination, Shedeur Sanders would be number 4 in the depth chart. Shedeur Sanders would be the guy who's a practice squad quarterback, which means he would be eligible to be claimed off of waivers by any other team in the NFL. So, Dub, I'll start with you here. What is the plan in Cleveland?
Before we get his answer, what is the plan in Cleveland? What he just broke down is not anything new. This is what we know. But here is the thing. This is the part that's really irking Harry B and TLP Sports Club. It's because when you get for you to have 4 quarterbacks in the room, let's just say 5, right? For the sake of contracts, for you to have 5 quarterbacks in the room and have no plan, it's baffling to most, but it's straight up stupid. Because when we talk about a quarterback battle, usually you're dealing with 2 quarterbacks. You want to have a third string, but usually you're dealing with 2 quarterbacks who are potential starters on your team, and those 2 quarterbacks are going at it. And then at the end of the day, whoever you feel is best, that's the person, that's the quarterback that you start, and then you make the other guy second string, and then obviously you go get a veteran or somebody who is going to be your third string just to kind of be in the house. Your is free food, okay? Your third string is usually free food. Because if you do right by your quarterback, you should usually, with the exception of injury, you should be able to go through your season without having to get to your second string quarterback. Maybe in garbage time where you want your starter to rest for the next Sunday, then you put your second string in so that they can start getting some reps just in case something happens. So you want to be very strategic, but your game plan should incorporate protection for your quarterback, for your starter. That is your guy. You need to protect him because it's a daunting season, right? So we understand that. Now, Cleveland is doing this weird thing where Cleveland is not, I don't know what their plan is. It doesn't make sense. It's like, I don't know if they're playing tic-tac-toe, because what these guys just explained is like, you're just talking about pecking order. Me as a football person who knows who's gone through a couple of quarterback battles, right? I sat through the Geno Smith, Eli Manning battle. I sat through a couple of quarterback battles. Okay, I'm in New York, so New York Giants, the Buffaloes, the Jets. Those are all my teams, right? I don't rep just one New York team. So if it's the Yankees, then it's the Mets, then it's the Islanders, then it's the Rangers, then it's everything about New York. I'm that, because I'm not born here. I'm African. So I just said, to heck with it. I'm going for all of them. Anyway. But I've been through a couple of quarterback battles. And then the way that they usually work is if you're going to have the quarterbacks in the room, you put them on the field and let them battle it out, because your plan is to get the best person that's going to start for you. So it has nothing to do with your pecking order. Your pecking order is just the pecking order. That has nothing to do with nothing. So when they're saying, oh, you drafted this person, you went out and you acquired this person, you went out and you traded for this person, none of that stuff matters to me. To me, it's like, I don't care. I don't care. You want to play the best player. So why is it that Cleveland does not care about the best player? Why are we still talking at this point where they're now in camp? Why are we still talking about pecking order? Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't make sense to me. But all right, my internet went for a second there, so I apologize if you guys didn't hear me. I got kind of quiet there. So at the end of the day, for me, it's like, it's not making sense, because usually a coach wants to play their best player. That's what we're all here for. I don't know. I know there's a small group of, machete Bible toting people that just don't care about nobody else. They just want Shedeur to play. For me, I know he's better than all of the quarterbacks in the room. So I'm just wanting him to just get out there and just let him play. Just let them play. That's all I'm waiting for. Just let them play, because I know that he's the better quarterback. Let's keep going. This is weird.
This is why I canceled my DoorDash subscription and switched to Cookunity. After months spending way too much on DoorDash, I got bored of eating the same.
They ain't got a plan. Once they just started drafting quarterbacks and acting like they were Oprah, we got a quarterback, they got all the quarterbacks, that's when you know they don't have a plan. Because you bring in Joe Flacco, and typically you bring in somebody like that, it's to have him in the background. Like we have a great Russell Wilson with Justin Fields. We got a guy who's been the Super Bowl winner. We got him in the, we can break in case of emergency. He's been in the playoffs with him. Good. He's in the background. We have that safety valve.
That's what I just said. You bring in your veteran to be that third string guy to just be there. He's getting free money, free food. You know what I'm saying? Free airplane rides if he's not afraid of heights like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't catching the Bucks. He's not going to be catching the bus 2 weeks in advance just to get there so he don't have to ride the plane. But anyways, your veteran is supposed to be the guy in the background. He's just waiting. He's keeping in shape, and that's all he's doing. He comes in there, throw the ball every now and then. But that's it.
If you will. Or if you go and you trade, as we mentioned, to get Kenny Pickett, you say, Kenny Pickett's our guy. Let's roll. We're ready to roll. Dude, they're bringing in vets who might start. Wait, no, we trade for Kenny Pickett. Okay, wait, we're going to go get Dylan Gabriel. Wait, no, we're going to get Shedeur. I don't think they know what they want to do. And what makes it interesting to me, why I still don't believe, because if you continue to read the reports, there's also reports, oh, and by the way, Shedeur actually probably could be the third quarterback in. If you keep reading all the reports.
Towns Music, Trav Town Music, is this title real? This is the title that is on this video that I'm playing. I just jacked their title because I felt like it was kind of like misleading. It was weird, and I was trying to get to what in the world they were talking about. But this is like, I thought they had new information, but they're talking about stuff that we already know, and then they're adding commentary as if it's like real. So that's why I'm coming on here and I'm doing a live reaction, because I feel like it needs to be dealt with. That's what that title is. It's not my title. I'm jacking their title.
The reason I'm questioning this is, what was the goal of bringing Shedeur in?
Yeah, they pretty much did it for a lot of engagements. So I said, okay, fine. Let's get engaged.
If you knew you only wanted to carry 3,
we're engagement farming.
Also, why is he the guy that seems to be out when, by all accounts, what we've heard, everything that's been asked of him, he's done? He's obviously, he was more highly regarded than Dylan Gabriel. We all know that that's not even refutable and coming out, but because of allegedly he interviewed wrong, whatever, that's fine. But you draft him for everything he's been asked to do as far as on the field so far. They'll get into training camp tomorrow. He's done well at. And so to me, where's the other side and where's Dylan Gabriel?
That's a good question. And this is a question that's so hard for so many people to really like answer. People can't answer this question in honest, because everything you've asked of him so far, he's done. So what is going on? And then when Rob Parker starts to answer this question, he goes back to the old conversations like, something must have happened for the reason why he was drafted. It must be true. We're never going to let this go. We're never going to leave this alone. But you got a quarterback. You brought him in. You got 2 quarterbacks that are rookies. You brought them in. They're playing, but one is being talked about the most, not necessarily because his brand is bigger, but because he's doing very well, and he's number 5. I'm going to put a 4. He's number 5. So if number 5 is playing well and he's doing everything that you asked of him, then why is the conversation always going back to, well, even though he's playing well, he was drafted at number 5 for a reason, right? He was drafted in the 5th round in number 5. He was drafted in the 5th round for a reason. We can't let it go. And he's going to prove that in a second. So let's listen to him.
We ain't heard nothing about Dylan Gabriel. Nobody's coming out raving about him. No teammates are coming out raving. Like, we haven't heard much. And so to me, what makes him better? Now, Rob, if he was a first-round draft pick, we know how this goes. It's business. I don't care if he was throwing 4 interceptions. He's going to stick around. He was our first-round draft pick. If he was a second-round draft pick, I could still understand that. A third-round draft pick that was already a reach, to me, makes it confusing on why he's just automatically, or at least presumed to automatically be the guy. I still think they got training camp to go through. You don't buy too much in the OTAs. This is where it really starts for all of them, starting tomorrow. And I still think Shedeur has a say in all of this.
Here's my issue. You say you don't know what they're doing. What they're doing is not allowing Shedeur to get first-team snaps, where he is on the depth chart. And this idea that they have some sort of secret plan and they just want to hold Shedeur down is ridiculous. If there was any place that Shedeur should have excelled and had a real chance, it's Cleveland, because they haven't had a quarterback. You know what I mean? And they went to try to get
You need to localize assets without messing everything up. Luckily, there's Adobe Express.
Hey,
Now
Deshaun Watson, and that didn't work out.
Ooh.
So they're actually looking for a quarterback. Like, if you're the Browns and you really believe that you've lucked out and you got this guy in the 5th round and this guy can change things for you, you would be apt to do it. So this is why can't people buy into the idea that maybe he isn't as advertised? Because if he was, everything points to that he should be the guy.
Perfect point for us to start asking Rob Parker question. The question is, when you say he wasn't as advertised, what does that mean? What do you mean he wasn't as advertised? What is he supposed to do in OTAs, which you had another show? You had one show where you said OTAs is nothing. You see, they want to have it both ways. You downplayed the OTAs. The rookie and minicamp you downplayed. Those are guys that are not going to be around real soon. They're going to be working at Walmart or somewhere in a convenience store, maybe a Brooklyn bodega, right? Asking Poppy, yo, why is the cat on the bread, right? Or they're going to be working somewhere selling cars or at a used car sales place. You said that on your show. So the thing that bothers my mind is I'm trying to understand the discount tires. Look what Lito who is working at discount tires. So the thing that bothers me is these dudes got a mouth here and they got a mouth here. And both sides be talking. Because they think we don't pay attention. I know this is radio, so you're probably in your car in the morning sometime whenever they record their show, but they're talking out of both sides of their mouth because I'm paying attention. And I'm one of those content creators that really dig in. I'm all about the data and what people say because I listen more than I talk. Is that true? Maybe not. I talk a lot, but still, I listen very well. It's one of the gifts that I have. And when I'm listening, I process things a little better than most people because I'm able to now take what they've said over a couple of weeks since I met them, since Shedeur came to Cleveland and I've been listening to them. They've had shows where they said mini camps, people are in shorts. They're in pajamas. They said the OTAs is that. The mini camps was nothing. So riddle me this, Rob Parker. If you downplayed everything that he's done so far, where is he supposed to get this thing you're talking about? Where is that supposed to come from? Let's run it back.
So this is why can't people buy into the idea that maybe he isn't as advertised?
So he's supposed to go on the blacktop and dunk a football. He's supposed to go out there and run, throw the ball up, catch it himself, score touchdowns, do a dance, do a flip, do all. How do you advertise yourself? How do you come as advertised? What exactly are you supposed to do that you can turn out to be the guy that's advertised? Because what his partner had just said is that everybody, including the GM, have been saying that he is the real deal. The GM, meaning the general manager. So Rob Parker, riddle me this, homie. How are you supposed to come as advertised when you are being advertised? It's like he's not listening to himself. It don't make no daggone sense. Where is he supposed to show that he's more than advertised? Where is he supposed to show that he is advertised? Where? The only activity they've had for football is OTAs, rookie minicamp. Switch them. Rookie minicamp, OTAs, and now camp. Where else? I ain't supposed to be hype in the first, how many minutes? 30 minutes. I ain't supposed to be up here already. I'm supposed to wait. But tell me, please, because this is pissing me off. I want to understand. Rob Parker, where? How can you come as advertised? In what other scenario can you do that? They have rookie minicamp, he was as advertised and more. They had OTAs, he was as advertised and more. Everybody said that. The entire media corps said that. Even Mary Kay Cabbage. Not Cabbage, but who cares? Mary Kay Cabbage. She said it herself. Even though Dylan is her guy. So I don't know if he's listening or if this is just for radio. I know how radio works. I was a radio DJ. So how are you supposed to come as advertised? Where are people supposed to get the data from for Shedeur to come as advertised? Where else? Is there another football field he's supposed to be on and like doing what Colin Kaepernick did where he was holding his own training camps and then somebody recording it? Is he supposed to do that? Because I don't know. Can y'all help me out in this chat? In the chat, please. Is my brain not taking this the right way? Because he just said why y'all can't buy into the fact that he didn't come as advertised? What is he supposed to do? What else is he supposed to do? They didn't even give him first team reps. What is a guy supposed to show you to make you feel like he is as advertised? What is my public school education is failing me right now because I don't know the words to say. I don't know how else to explain this. I'm trying to make it make sense because I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean he ain't as advertised? He can't hold his own camps. He can't go get other guys to play with. He has done. Your partner just said he's done everything that he was asked of. The quarterback can't do more than you ask of him. How are you not listening? He's done everything you asked of him. That is as advertised. And then he goes out after his partner says this. He goes out and then says that. What?
Because if he was, everything points to that he should be the guy, right? Kenny Pickett hasn't done that much. Joe Flacco's old. Dylan, yeah, who's in front of him? The idea that he's behind those three guys.
They advertise him as a fifth rounder. They're just gaslighting at this point. Always moving the goalpost. See, that's what I'm saying. Love moves. When you say come as advertised, I thought he was a fifth rounder. I thought you said I thought your title said Shedeur Sanders falling in the draft was justified. He might not even make the team. So which advertisement are we talking about? Do you mean the non-justified part or the justified part? You can't have it both ways. Well, remember that the non-justified part, the argument that us on the other side was making is that it was unjustified. So the unjustified would be the advertisement that he's using, but his title said it was justified. So if it was justified, then he's performing more than he was advertised because the fifth round guy, right, should not be doing everything that he's doing. You cannot have it both ways. You see, Love Moves, you and I are on the same page. We understand it should be common sense, but common sense is not common. You got these big, high-profile jobs, but it takes YouTubers to dismantle your stupid argument. It don't make sense. It's like today, people are schizophrenic. You give us something real fast, and then we're going to forget about it, or we're not even going to think about what you're saying, and then we're just going to move on anyway. Or you're speaking to the choir, the people that's just like you, who don't like Shedeur, are all going to be out there, and y'all going to be geeking out, laughing, count emojis, and da. He ain't going to make the team. Maybe that's what it is, and I'm just here getting all heated and upset for no reason. Maybe this is not for me because I'm like, maybe I'm too rational for this. If his draft dance, if the fifth round was justified, then that's the advertisement that we're using. And if it's the advertisement that we're using, then you cannot expect the fifth rounder to be the starter. Am I missing something? But if we're talking about the unjustified draft stuff, then that is the advertisement that you are using now to say that maybe he wasn't all of that. All of what? If it's justified, then all of what? You mean the first round that we thought that he is? Is that the part that you're arguing against? Yo, man, I got to calm down.
Eyes has to tell you something. Nobody. It's just like the Tom Brady thing. That's your mentor. That's the guy who you worked out with. That's the guy who saw your heart and your desire and what you got in. He knows your dad. He knows what DNA you come from. And they had multiple picks where Tom Brady could have been the smart guy in the room and said, here's our quarterback of the future.
No. Your mentor can't choose you. Your mentor, it will look bad because you will be the same one coming on here and saying how this is a bad look. That Shedeur was being mentored by Tom Brady and Tom Brady picking him, it's a bad look. How both sides of your mouth is speaking. It's like you're dang if you do and you're dang if you don't. No, Tom Brady, his mentor, is not supposed to choose him. You're not supposed to mix business with pleasure. If I like Shedeur and I want to treat him like a football player, if I have a percentage in that team, I'm not choosing him. You cannot choose Shedeur in that situation, because if that scenario works out and I choose him, but he is a rookie and he doesn't catch it or do whatever happens to rookies. If it doesn't happen, now I got to take my mentor and I got to say goodbye. Do you know how detrimental that can be if your own trainer gets rid of you? That's a career crusher. Why I said that that's not making sense to a lot of people. No, if whatever was to happen to him and Tom Brady had to sit him down or fire him, that is a crushing blow to him, and it'll send a message to others. It'll be like a reverse draft thing where people are like, yo, if the great Tom Brady don't want him, then what should I do with him? I'm not saying that it would have went bad, but I'm just saying, like, there's so many nuances where you don't want that scenario to go bad because this is a person that you have vested interest in. Now, on the flip side, should he have gotten him? Maybe. But I say, nah, man, you don't mix business with pleasure. And there was already personal relationship there, and you don't mix that up, because the way Tom Brady looked at it, somebody would choose him because he's number one. We already talking about him being number one, so let me not mess up that relationship. Let's let somebody else choose him, because you don't want to mix that up. I saw that, and I'm okay with it. But now we want to keep using that to keep saying, well, if Tom Brady didn't want him, if his own mentor did not want him, then why should we choose him? But we know exactly why. I know exactly why his own mentor should not have chosen him. It wouldn't have made sense.
Nothing. You can't keep looking at everybody and saying they're all wrong. There's something here that tells you that Shedeur is not the guy for them. Because there's just too much.
But that's the thing that confuses me is, what is the thing? By all accounts, we've set up here for the last about a.
So love moves. See, look, that's the thing about business. That's the thing. You got to be very careful when it comes to this. I don't know that people are reading something different into this, right? Yes, he was his mentor, but if your mentor is drafting you, you got to understand that this business relationship can crush that mentor relationship. So we got to be very careful. It's a very thin line, because now your mentor is choosing you, bringing you into a locker room where everybody's mindset is going to be, oh, he chose his mentee. So is he going to get some type of favoritism? Or are we going to be leveling, right? This is his career now. Are we going to be doing that whole thing that we did with the Coach Prime being his dad's situation? Can he get from under that and just play football without the narratives always carrying it? Y'all understand why this is important, that Tom Brady did not choose him to start his career. He's just coming from his dad being his coach. So The entire time, everybody is saying, well, if it's your dad, there's no competition. If it's your dad, then yeah, obviously, right? It would have been the same conversation if Tom Brady, his mentor, chose him. That can put some toxicity in your locker room where he has favoritism. That whole nepotism conversation that was had, no, Tom Brady's not his dad, but just think about it for 1 second. Think about it for 1 second. Your mentor chooses you. What is the conversation going to be like? So we got to be very careful, and we got to look at it from different angles, because there's a lot that goes into that kind of thought. Favoritism, all kinds of conversations, the headlines and everything, they're using it for the negative right now, but I'm glad that Tom Brady did not choose him, because you don't want Tom Brady to choose him and things don't work out. You don't want that. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. There's so much that goes into this. But we got to stop using that Tom Brady situation as a negative, like thinking, well, if his mentor didn't want to choose him, then it must have been bad. Like, why would his own mentor? We're using that as a negative, but Tom Brady not choosing him, that was a great move. Let Shedeur come out here as an NFL player. We all know that he was a number one draft. He was worthy of the number one draft pick, or at least in the first round. We all know that, and Tom Brady knew that. Tom Brady knew that. So he was going to go somewhere. Now, whatever transpired behind the scenes for him to drop to the 5th round, that's a whole nother story. But you want him to get away from the narratives. You want Shedeur to start with a clean slate. You don't want Shedeur to be under somebody's tutelage that has been mentoring him, and then people still writing those stupid stories. And he needs a clean slate. This is a good slate that he's at, where there's no kind of like, there is no leverage for him. There's no leverage for him, so he has to stand on all 10 by himself. Nobody's helping him. So now let's see if he can fly on his own. If he does, we're rewriting his story. His story begins with him by himself. It's not Tom Brady. It's not a Tom Brady story. It's not a Deion Sanders coaching him story. So he didn't go to the Dallas Cowboys and his dad followed him. It's not that. Can he do it? So we can start clean. They're going to make up new narratives if he works out with somebody, if it's not Cleveland. But please understand that Tom Brady situation would have been a bad move. A totally bad move.
A month or so after the draft, and then you start to have conversation. What we hear from the GM, Rob G? Oh man, he looks great. I can't lie. He looks really good.
But he didn't.
What do we hear
from?
What? Well, the only people he can look to right now.
See, you see what he just said? You see what I'm saying? He does it in real time too. He said, but against who? You just said that he wasn't as advertised. It's like he's not listening. It's like your brain is talking, but you just kind of going. I get it. Sometimes when you wear headphones, like you're in this sonically thing, and you're in this sonic room, and like you're not hearing yourself talk. The words are coming out, but you're not necessarily hearing yourself talk. Like if I was to put my headphones on, let me see. When I put my headphones on, I don't hear the air conditioner no more. It's like I'm sonically shielded off from everything else. So the words that I'm saying are not going to register the same way. So I understand why we wear headphones in the studio and why podcast people wear headphones, because sonically you want to be kind of excluded from everything else that's going on. So you kind of like you're focused on what you're trying to say. But maybe he's not hearing himself talk. Just like right now, I can hear myself. Maybe he's not hearing himself talk. Because he just said, against who? How do you come as advertised when you're downplaying everything that he was handed? He don't get to choose the roster. He doesn't get to choose who he faces. He don't get to choose none of that. You're just talking to be talking, my guy. You're just talking to be talking. Against who? Who is he supposed to play? Were he supposed to go out there and rent a team? The Little Giants? I mean, sometimes, man, some people just got to understand, like, okay, man, I know you got a high profile job in this Fox Sports Radio, but damn, my guy, like, at least try. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least try. Because
and he looked great in college to the tune of the best highest police.
They be one ranked team the whole time. That when they played the better team,
I'm not saying he was Andrew Luck. Dude battled with Caleb Williams, who ended up being the number 1 pick. Outdueled him and went back and forth. Dude comes to a team that won 1 game, then they go to 6, then they go to 9. My whole point is he's done what he was supposed to do on a terrible offensive line. He had me, you, Alex, and Rob G blocking for him, and Steve blocking for him, and he was still putting up crazy numbers. The highest completion.
Peter, what you saying here? Harry B., do you think the Sanders family sued the NFL for monetary damage due to collision? I don't know that the Sanders family sued. Nah, that lawsuit came from Eric Jackson. He was in the chat earlier. If he's probably listening, but I don't know that they're suing. The Sanders family is not suing for any collision. If they're suing, then they should just say, okay, well, let's just forget about Shedeur Sanders playing football. Like, if you sue at this point, just pack it up, give up the cleats. Anybody named Sanders sues the NFL, it's a wrap for Shedeur. We can end these shows. If Colin Kaepernick is not a blueprint for that type of situation, if you think that, if you sue, it's a wrap. I followed that entire Colin Kaepernick situation. I can break it down in my sleep. If you sue, it's a wrap. This is 32 people, 32 organizations that are locked arm, like when they were trying to fake, like they were getting on their knees, like that. Like, they are not playing with their money. All right? Billionaires who are not going to let nobody come up in here and mess up this house. So if anybody named Sanders, I mean, anybody that has an S to their name, their name starts with an S, if they sue, it's a wrap. Just forget about football. Just start selling T-shirts in your trunk. Like, you got a cyber truck. The cyber truck has that little space. You can stack a few T-shirts there and maybe have like a little printer. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the cyber truck has like it's solar power, but they have like a little charger thing. You can plug your T-shirt printer, and then you can, like, you can do logos and then print them right there. Anywhere you go, you can pull up the boulder and sell T-shirts. Shedeur would be great selling T-shirts. If it's Sue, people are like, what is he talking about? That was a joke, guys.
Percentage. So again, he's not Peyton Manning. No, he's not Andrew Luck. No. But to your point of nobody in front of him jumps out, I'm like, why is this the guy that would then be the odd man out? By all accounts, other teammates have come out. Man, he looks good out there, man. He looks like he's got it. So I'm just saying, Rob, what am I missing that all of a sudden, unless we come to find out he's just a rotten person, but everybody who plays with him,
it doesn't have to be rotten. It's when you look at your pecking order and you look
at pecking order ain't a pecking order to be worried about.
But I just think that at some point you have to come to terms that maybe he's just not the quarterback that you thought. There's a reason that the Steelers or other teams that were looking could have easily picked him earlier if they really believed that. I don't believe that anybody passed him over just to pass him over.
And that is where we disagree.
That's it. I mean, that you're going to keep using that argument. If everything is going to be that. Well, you think that his own mentor passed him up because of that? You think all these other organizations passed him up because of something? It had to be true. That's all we're going to go off of. But at the end of the day, if Shedeur was with an organization that was interested in him, and he was the second guy, let's say they had a quarterback. Let's say Jalen Hurts. Let's say he went somewhere where there was already a QB1. Don't stone me. Do not throw stones at me, okay? But I'm going to say this. Let's say Shedeur Sanders went to the Philadelphia Eagles, right? My family's right there in Philly. I was just there not too long ago, just the other day. Let's say Shedeur Sanders went to Philly. Because they have an organization and they know what they're doing, they would put him with the first team, and they would want to see how he looks. I'm telling you, the same thing that people have been writing about, people would have been saying, wow, Shedeur Sanders looks really good. He looks like he can take over for Jalen, for Hurts. All right, he's not as mobile, but if anything was to happen to Hurts, Shedeur can step in. Like, they would have been saying that, because when you're invested in a quarterback, you do everything that you can do to try to put them in a position to see if they are an asset for you. I'm going to repeat that for the people that are in the back of the room. If you are in an organization and you acquire an asset, you want to maximize that asset. Is this an asset for me? Is this an asset for me? And because it's football, let me take a drink. Oh, I forgot that I was overweight. I'm breathing too hard. Hold on. Because it's football, you want to play them with your best players so that you can see if this is an asset that I acquired. That's the only way in football that you find out. That we don't keep talking about pecking order. The only thing in sports that can separate pecking order is on the field performance. I don't know why this veteran guy, he has gray hair just like I do. It looks like we're the same age. Me and Rob Parker. Is he performing? Is he like the devil's advocate? Is he doing something that I'm not aware of? Because I started a little slower on my education. Am I missing something, guys? Help me in the chat. Am I missing something? It's the only way in sports for you to figure things out, for you to understand what you acquired, either in a leg, if you're playing football, the real football, I'm talking about soccer for y'all Americans. The only way that if you got somebody, put them on the field with your best player, with your best goalkeeper, your best corners, your best center, your best strikers. You put them out there, whatever position they're playing. If they are a defender, you put your best striker against them. If that guy is able to stop Messi, if that guy is able to stop Ronaldo, if he is able to stop George Weah, that is your asset. That is how you determine whether you acquired an asset. Now, if he starts or not, that's a whole nother story, because you have another guy that's just like him. But you know you have an asset. That's how you're able to determine your asset. So you have another defender? Yes, but you know that, okay, we have this defender. He carried us through a playoff run. So we're not going to just swap him out because he has the most experience. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, right? So we're going to start with them. But we know we have the asset. Bring it back to the other football, the American football. You put him against the first team. You put him against your best guys. If he flaps, you already know what he can't do. That's it. But if he starts to play, you know what asset you have. You're not playing games with this. But why keep away the first team, do all of these gymnastics in the media, have these guys talking nonsense, Rob Parker? The only way you can tell whether this guy is capable of doing what you want him to do is just play him. That's the simplest way to find out if Shedeur Sanders is an asset. Who cares about pecking order? You could have got a 7th rounder. What if you got a 7th rounder and you put him on the field against your 1st rounder and he cooks all of them? What are we talking about here? Quilito said, take a breath. I know, man. I know. Man, I ain't even need nobody on this show today. I can cook this myself. This food is easy cooked. This is American food. You should try cooking African food. I can cook these dudes on my own. This is American food. This is like hot dogs and burgers. Come on, man. Put it on the grill. Put it in the microwave. My goodness. All you American folks, I'm coming for your dinners, okay? I'm married an American. Let's keep going.
That makes no sense.
We just had Joel Corey on, and he brought up a great point that I've been saying. Sometimes in these leagues, especially when it's not an obvious, a Peyton Manning, Cam Newton, somebody coming out was like, oh, shoot, he's clearly number one. Where you go, well, shoot, what's wrong? Are we missing something? Oh, well, shoot, I was going to get him, but hey, maybe something going on. Maybe we don't. All right.
That's dumb. That's dumb scouting. You don't care what other people
do. You know what leagues do
other
often?
People do?
Do you know what leagues ain't smart all the time?
Did you do your due diligence? They had 2 picks in the second round to get him. 2. And the only reason they drafted him was because the owner showed up. You go look at the film. Go look at the video. The coach and the GM were like, I guess
so.
They did not want to draft
What
him.
due diligence did they do? They walked away.
It doesn't matter at this point. You know what I'm saying? The argument got to move forward. We got to progress with this argument. It doesn't matter at this point. The only thing that matters right now is about play. It's about strength. It's about conditioning. It's about, is he capable? Mindset. You know what I'm saying? His reads. Is he reading the plays? Does he know the playbook? Does he know the installs? These are the things that we should start judging him on now. This is where all your radio people, the people that are around the game, that are assessing the game, analyzing it. This is what we should be doing at this point. We don't care about pecking orders no more. This is the last conversation we should be having. This is it. After today, I don't even want to say it because I feel like it's not going to go nowhere. I feel like it's going to come back, but we got to move on. We got to move on because pecking order is not like we're in camps. Pecking order? Who cares? Who the heck cares about pecking order? Why we keep talking about pecking order? My wife is over there singing at church tonight, and I didn't go with her to come talk about pecking order? Nonsense. Oh, my goodness. Man. I should put this in my Liberian English. Just the rest of the show is going to be in Liberian English. My man, he picking in the fisiba. Ba.
And said, Dylan Gabriel's that guy. Everybody had Shedeur a better report card than him.
Everybody didn't because obviously.
Okay, let me phrase that. 98% of people had him with a better report card. But there
were other people that needed a quarterback, and none of them picked.
No, I agree. This wasn't.
Come on, man. You can't say it was one team that just didn't want him. There were other teams that had opportunities.
We're talking about
including
the Browns,
the Raiders, though. The Raiders are the ones that I think. What quarterback do they have that they've been looking for?
Geno Smith is their quarterback.
Long term, though, is what I'm saying. They've been dying for a quarterback.
Geno Smith is better than all the Browns quarterbacks put together.
I'm sorry.
Geno Smith has experience. Yes, he's decent. All right, he has his issues. I've watched him. He was here in New York. I've watched Geno Smith. Geno Smith has gotten better and he's growing. He ain't a guy that's got to be done in 2 years. Geno Smith has at least 5 to 7 at least more years under his belt. He can play. You know what I'm saying? And then organizations also matter. Where you play, who you're playing under, how they call their game, how they treat you as a human being. If you are just another number, you know quarterbacks, you've heard stories where a quarterback or a specific player was terrible. Went under a new leadership, all of a sudden they were a Pro Bowler. You can name, if I said drop me a name, drop me names that you know of a terrible player with another organization that they left the organization, went to another organization and became an all-star, a Pro Bowler. You would drop at least 5 names without even thinking. It happens all the time. So yes, Geno Smith can thrive in Oakland. So he's there. Could Shedeur have joined them and maybe, learn under Geno Smith and then one day take over? Yeah, but is that the right path for Shedeur Sanders, a person that we know could start right now? I don't know that that's the right path, but he is with the terrible Browns, and here we are. Here we are. Man, this is like for the content creators, this is the gift that keeps on giving, because at least we have something to talk about. If Shedeur went to the most opportune place, maybe we just be talking a few here and there, but because this whole thing happened, man, when you drop a video for Shedeur, it gets views. So it's good for us, but what good is it for him? So maybe we can be selfish and be like, well, thank God, at least if they talk, we talk, we all get paid, we're all eating. So yeah, we need drama, we need excitement, we need some kind of something. So I ain't gonna sit here and be all high and mighty thinking like this ain't good for us. It's good for us. Now, whether it's good for Shedeur, that's a whole nother story, but we all eating, okay? I just hope that Shedeur's happy, like genuine happiness, not like that fake stuff he got to do to try to get his career to move along. And I know that he's doing his best, but he's with the worst organization in the NFL, and he's trying his best to try to, be there. Now, with that being said, let me ask y'all that watched the first or second day, y'all that watched today, I think it was today, how did he do today? Because somebody alluded to it. Peter investor know about the jollof rice. Jollof rice is harder to cook than most American foods, okay? Not the fufu. Oh, Lord. Yeah, man, y'all don't want me to start speaking Liberian, man, because this stuff is like, wow, man. I came here in 1989. Y'all been watching football way longer than that. And I can tell you what you're talking is trash. Like, you're talking nonsense. You're talking two ways. Like, you're talking over here, blah, 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 and then you're talking over blah, 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 and it's like it's not making sense. It's like, come on. And I got a public school education. And I started when I was 12 years old in the 6th grade. That was my first. Come on, man. You should be leap years ahead of me. Come on now. This is basics. You're getting cooked for free. This is free lunch. These nonsense. These dudes don't. Anyways, at least his partner is making some sense. The guy on the right-hand side of your screen, at least he's making some sense. Because this is terrible. This is terrible. Maybe it's a performance. I don't know. You got to keep your job, so you got to do something. Somebody got to be opposing. But it ain't making no sense to me.
If you really believe that Tom Brady went in there and told those guys, dude, I work out with this guy. He's my mentee. I'm putting my reputation and my name on the line. Draft this guy. He's going to be our quarterback of the future. Come on, man. I don't buy it.
Training camp starts tomorrow, and all of them have a chance because, to me, it's open for every last one of them.
He's going to be a starting quarterback?
No, I'm not saying that. I think Joe Flacco is the leader because Joe Flacco's the leader. He's literally been with the team already, and he's won a playoff game. So he's the leading candidate. But what I'm saying is there's not a single person outside of the rapport that Joe Flacco has where you go, oh, it's clearly his. Because Kenny Pickett ain't never shown us much. And then again, Dylan Gabriel, we ain't heard nothing from him. And if you're Shedeur, again, this is your chance to make a name because this is the opportunity. None of them are wowing. We're not walking into a Russell Wilson killing it situation. You go create that. Rob and I talking about the
So yeah, man. So these guys, again, a lot of content is going to be coming out soon for what's really happening. We want to know what's happening. What do y'all know about the camps and what's happening? What happened today at camp? Somebody fill us in. Fill me in. If you watch it today, somebody said that the fourth stringers were dropping the ball and stuff like that, and it wasn't a good day for him. How did Dylan Gabriel do? I want to know. Like, if y'all know something I haven't really caught wind of, please let me know. I definitely want to know before we leave on here, because these guys, I mean, I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. I know that they're veterans and they know exactly what they're doing. Takeover says Shedeur was lighting up everyone. Is that the truth? Is that what happened today? Who was he playing against? Like, who was the defense? Which install was he playing against? The four stringers kept dropping passes, and Mary Kay slobbering over Dylan's deep ball that was late and wobbly. Okay. Anything else? The four stringers kept dropping. Okay, so he's just going against the all right, so it's just like we prescribed it, right? It's just the four stringers. Any updates on the lawsuit? Yeah, we did a whole me and the guy that's actually suing, we did a whole update. Nothing new. Dylan had a bad day today, sadly. Any lawsuit? Yeah. We did a whole video. We did a whole live on the lawsuit, and then I cut out some of the parts, and I think I posted it. So yeah, the update, the most current update, we did a live on it already. Me and Eric, Mr. Eric Jackson. Nothing new. He ain't hit me up with anything new yet. But as soon as we get something new, we'll come back on here and we'll do a whole nother live for the lawsuit. Nothing since the last time we talked, because Eric, he'll keep me posted on anything new that's coming out of that. But he hasn't told me that anything new is out yet. As soon as we get that, we're gonna come on here and we're gonna present it. Because there's a few things that they're working out. You obviously know that the NFL dropped that whole the video. Oh, they dropped the whole thing about the collusion with the 5 quarterbacks or why not. And they found the NFL the NFL won that case. So all of this is all entangled together. It's all tied together. So they're kind of like preluding to like, if you're going to sue us, just know that collusion is very hard to prove. So good luck with trying to prove a collusion case. All right. With any more news, I'm pretty sure Coach Prime will be visiting Shedeur tomorrow on Friday. He visited Shiloh today in Tampa. All right. So bandwagon Browns so Shedeur did pretty good. I mean, like he didn't like stink up the place. He like I don't have the footage. You feel me? Because I gotta come from our outside thing to come back into the studio to come and like try to find something to talk about. So this is what I had to talk about without having I'm kind of like a day behind, I think. So it's the lawsuit about Shedeur. Well, no, yes and no. The lawsuit is it's a consumer lawsuit because of the idea of it is like the pain or hurt that it's a consumer lawsuit basically, right? But the consumer of the product felt a certain way on how they presented their product, the draft. So he's suing because they put him through a lot of pain and suffering through how they handled that product, which is the draft. So it is about Shedeur's draft stock or draft drop. It ain't a Shedeur lawsuit, but when you're dealing with consumer law, he's taking that angle. So, but anyways, the video's out there. Like, if you go to the website, you'll see if you go to the channel, you'll see the video, and he does a pretty good job of explaining it. And I asked him, some questions that he was able to answer without trying to step on his lawsuit. So the video's out there. You can go see it. It's on the page. All right. So Shedeur Shasky said he went for 3 and 8. Bad day. Okay. All right. 3 and 8 due to receivers dropping passes. Okay. All right. So he didn't do so well. Who was he playing? Which defense was he against? Was it 4th-string defense or was it like 3rd string? Are they putting them on the same platform? Are they all going against the ones? Or is he just like in the whole place? Surfer Boy, what up with you? Hope all is well, man. So is he getting a 1st string rep, 4th team, that 3rd team, then 13? Okay. All right. Is Dylan Gabriel getting? So is Dylan Gabriel getting 1st team reps, or is Dylan Gabriel getting 4th team against starters? What does that mean? 4th team against starters. 4th team offense against the 1st team defense? Is that what we're talking about? Take over. You're welcome. What was the install? What was the was the fourth offense against 1st team defense? Oh, okay. Ooh, so the guys blocking for him were like, ooh. Dylan 1st team and second him and Kenny switched. Whew, that's a lot. Ooh. First, so wait, the 4th team, how they get a 4th team offensive line? They got that many people? This is camp. This is for real now. How do you get a 4th team? Where they get a 4th team offensive line at? Am I missing something? Come on, y'all, help me out. Hold up. Yo, somebody call in. Let me tell you how to call in. Somebody call if you're not shy. DC said, yeah, that's telling. Yeah, but that is telling. How are you going to put the fourth? First of all, where do you find enough men to play offensive line, fourth team, right? And then put them against the first team defense? That's never going to happen. That's a killer. Like, you're trying to kill him on purpose. What? Why don't you just cut him now? Like, what are we doing? Nah, somebody call in. Nah, we can't. This part of it, this segment right here, I need help. Let me get these guys off my screen. I need help with this segment. Oh, I don't need help, but I just need somebody else to come in here because this is where it gets ridiculous for my little brain. I can't. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. Somebody call in here. All right. For those of y'all who saw the practice today, somebody call in. Let's talk. DC can't call in. It's okay, DC. So somebody somebody send me an email. Come on here and just, you don't have to show your face. If you want to, most people can do that. Dr. Amy Rucker show her face. She's always, when she comes on the show, she shows her face. So ain't nothing to show your face. I don't try to make people look bad so you feel like you're on the wrong show. So join TLPlive@gmail.com. Email me, drop me a link, drop me an email, and I'll send you the link, and then you can come on here so we can dissect this, so we can do this second part of the show. How did Shedeur do today? And it don't make sense. It don't make no sense. How did they do that? Where they do that at? Where in the world do they do that at? How do you find enough people to play fourth string offensive line, fourth string wide receivers and tight ends and what? Where? Huh? Most teams don't even carry a fourth string quarterback. How they got enough person? It's only 53 men on a roster. You don't have enough people to form a fourth line. You don't have enough good guys to form a fourth line. And if you are going against, if you're going against the number one defense, I mean the number one defense, you don't put them on, you don't put the fourth line out there, and it makes sense in how it works because the first team, second team, and third team has already gone, so you're not going to tire them out or try to hurt them. So in order for, remember when I was telling y'all that in the beginning, like when it first happened, that this is what was going to boil down to. This is what's, it's transpiring now. It's happening exactly like I prescribed it. Where I told y'all, like, they're going to have to find somewhere where Shedeur's going to have to fit in. So now this is what's happening. But I didn't know that they were going to have to make up. You have to make up a fourth. This is the practice squad, I guess. It has to be the practice squad because there's no way you're finding enough guys. You don't have that many guys on a roster to be able to find a fourth line that is good enough to protect a quarterback against a first team. So what they're doing is sabotaging him. That's the only explanation I can come up with. They're deliberately trying to sabotage him. Because at least if you're going to do the fourth string guys against if you're going to do fourth string offensive line, at least give them the second or third team defense. But why would you put the first team defense, who should be tired at this point? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I wasn't thinking. I'm trying to do like a Rob Parker. I'm scratching my head over here. How were they able to have enough first team? How could a first team defense play that many reps? But then you're using the first team, you're using the fourth team. Oh, that couldn't be fourth team. You're not reading this right, y'all. Y'all didn't read it right. Y'all thought it was the fourth string. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Takeover said fourth team probably mixed with three team. Yeah, there's no way. It don't make sense. I'm sorry, but there's no way. They don't have a fourth string offensive line. There's no way. And at that point, the first team defense should have been tired already. So there's no way that the first team defense could have went through all of those reps and still have time to go against some fourth stringer. And he was, okay, so let's flip it. So he was able to get 3 passes caught with the fourth string offensive line protecting him, barely any protection. This is what he's been doing. This is your proof. He should be able to get nothing off. Remember? Like, you got no protection. This is Colorado all over again. 3 out of 8 is what he did in Colorado. With no protection, he was able to do some stuff. So without no protection against the first team defense, he was able to get 3 passes caught, and then some were dropped because the people that were catching it were not good catchers, but he was still able to get his accuracy thing going. That's a good day. I don't know that's a bad day. That's a good day. Yardman says, well, Harry, you working it late today. Still at work on the grind. That's going on today. What's going on today? Holy snaps, from possible starter to third string or so. Yeah, some men right. Like, the scenarios are not working. They're not matching up. They're not. Somebody better call in or I'm about to end the show. So to assess everything that's going on, a 3 out of 8 for Shedeur, it's a good thing for him because, as you guys are saying, you saw it. I didn't see it. I got to go back. After I'm done with the show, this is when I start doing my research and start gathering information for the next show. And unfortunately, I was out there trying to get money for the family because, you know, eating is not underrated. You see what I'm saying? Oh, eating is not overrated, okay? Eating is just rated, I think, correctly, okay? So you got to get money to eat. So I was out there trying to get money, and I couldn't work for TLP. So forgive me. It is what it is. DC, what did you say that people are going crazy about? You said that's telling. I can't call in, but loving the show. DC, practice squad. Boom. Okay, yeah, okay. So we're on the same page. You see how much I'm learning, DC? You see how I'm able to now put well, I'm an NFL guy anyway, so it's the college thing that I'm still trying to get a grasp over. But I was able to assess and let you know that this is practice squad. This is not this is straight up practice squad. Yeah, this ain't no real thing. They can have 90 people report to training camp, but can only carry 53 by the start of season. Yes, but if we break it down, even though you have 90 people doesn't mean that your entire offensive line is going to be those 90 people. 90 people has to do with every single position. So you can only afford to have 3 lines. You can't afford a 4th line. So even though you have 90 people, you got to mix in every other position. So no, we don't have four lines. You can't afford it. You cannot afford to have a 4th line. So we're talking practice squad. But why would they put practice squad against number 1? What are they trying to prove? If you're not going to give him the protection that he necessarily needs in order for him to get the reads and do everything he has to do, then this is sabotage. Practice squad don't usually go against. You don't put D1 against practice squad. That's not making sense, guys. Takeover says Shedeur looked like the complete quarterback. So basically, just Shedeur is going to be Shedeur. We already know that, Takeover. We already know Shedeur is going to be Shedeur. That's why I said just put him on the field. But I didn't know putting him on the field was going to equate to, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I think I said it. I said they were going to deliberately sabotage him if they didn't want him to look good. If they have an agenda to make other quarterbacks look better than him so that they can quiet us down, right, to punish him for some other reason, for some odd reason, then yeah, you're going to give practice squad to first team. You're going to play practice squad offense to first team defense. How do you justify practice squad to first team? Because that's never going to happen. Like, there's no offense. There's nothing in the NFL where you're going to play first team unless it's garbage time. Even then, you don't play practice. Even then, there's no practice squad guys that are suiting up. They don't suit up practice squad, an entire practice squad, and sit them on the bench or fly them to Jacksonville. They don't do that. So there's no scenario at all. The worst you can get is third string versus first string. When that other team that is losing so badly still got their first guys out there, but you at this point on the offense, now you just playing your third stringers because the game is out of reach. That's the only scenario, but it's third string, not practice squad. You don't suit up practice squads on Sunday unless you're going to sign them on like a 10-day contract or something. That comedian Lou that coach that be making fun of Coach Prime, he knows that. He was one of those guys. What'd you say, Surfer Boy? Practice squads typically run the other team's offense and go against the starters during the season, Harry. Practice squads typically run the other team's offense and go against the starters doing. Practice squads gets the practice squad gets the team ready. It gets the starters ready. It gets the teams ready. But keep in mind, the starters have already, this is practice we're talking about, right? This is not a game situation, right? We're talking about practice where the first team has already played for Dylan, play either for Flacco and Kenny Pickett. So at this point, they should be tired. So how do you still have the practice squad, the first team still with energy and playing with the fourth stringers with the practice squad? I'm trying to make it make sense. Practice squad typically run on the other team's offense. Yeah, so yeah, I understand. Like the practice squad is the team that they're crash dummies. Okay, the practice squad players are crash dummies. All right, and some of those guys are trying to win a job and to get the first team ready. But the way it works is like they'll get the first team ready. So that's what it is. But if the first team has been out there all day, how do they have enough energy to go still with a fourth string offense? yeah, Quinlito. Practice squad guys are crash dummies. They're just there to get hit. We need stop. This is going on a long let. Dylan go another. Yo, at this point, I'm just like, look, let's cut the games because they did nothing in OTAs. They did nothing in rookie mini camps, and it seems like they're doing nothing in training camp to see who he is. I think they just want all of their reporters to just see. They want to show that. Remember, I told y'all. I said, look, they're either going to put him out there and tell their guys to pull back, or they're going to do something weird. This is the something weird that they're doing. But there is nothing that they have done or that they are doing as an organization to see who they have. They don't want to know. They don't care to know. If they wanted to know, then they would actually save some of Dylan Gabriel. I was going to say Dylan Edwards. They were going to save some Dylan Gabriel's reps or Kenny Pickett's reps and give it to Shedeur because they need to see who they got. Are they doing it for us? Or are they just trying to string him along? Just cut him down so somebody can pick him up so he can have time to get some serious practice in because the season is going to start. And this guy's not going to be ready. And I don't think that Shedeur is no practice squad quarterback. Man. Not sabotage, Harry. This game is average right now. His game is average right now. Hold on, let me put this up. What are you talking about? His game is average. What is that? What does that have to do with anything? Not sabotage. His game is average right now, and we all know that. What information are you using? Like what metric are you using, Yardman? Let's just take hate out of the equation for a second. Let me have a conversation with you. Let me level with you. Because it has to make sense. Now, if common sense is not common for you, I need to understand, but I want to be rational. Because I want to know where are you getting your metrics and what information are you using to come to a conclusion where his game is average, but Dylan Gabriel is not, Kenny Pickett is not, and Joe Flacco is not? They have average quarterbacks in that locker room. Nobody is a runaway star, all right? Flacco is too old. Pickett has already had his chance and butt fumbled. Dylan Gabriel is too short, right? He can't see over a toothbrush to brush his left tooth. So that was a joke, and I said I wanted to be serious. So let me come back. What information do you have that says his game is average? What game? The college game? It can't be the pro game because they haven't had any pro games. So what information do you have that when you're saying his game is average? What are we talking about? You can't just keep saying this stuff. Like, what game is average? What has he done to you or for you to be able to come to that conclusion without being a hater? And I don't want to keep using hater because I want to have a good conversation. The second you call somebody a hater, then they go into defense mode and you can no longer get anything serious out of them. Unless you're just trolling and you're just a hater, just say it. But what is average about his game? What do you know that I don't know? Shedeur Sanders won awards for his quarterback play in college. You can't discount the awards that he won when he was in college. The best arm award in college. So what is it that you want from him? Is it because he's a Sanders, or is it because I like him and a lot of people are here for him? What is it that this is a one-way conversation, and it's not going well because he can't respond. And he's typing, and the typing is going to be all misspelled and stuff. Not sabotage Harry. His game is average right now, and we all know that. We all don't know that. You know that. You think you know that, but I don't know where you're getting your metrics from. Like, is it PFF grade? Because if it's PFF grade, then he's number one, right? Like, he is high. He's the most accurate quarterback in college football, like coming out of college football. Like, what information do you have, man? He talked about because of Daddy Prime needs to learn the game. Football is always next man up, so he needs to be ready. Like, what are you talking about, bro? This is bad stuff. You sound like Rob Parker, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. Not worried about the others. I'm telling you, Hype Man is an average QB. Watch all his football tapes, Harry. Criticism is not hate. You're not about to send me on no wild goose chase when I watched his football tape. What are you talking? Can't read at coverage, late on throws, don't throw open, etc., etc. What are you talking about? This opinion is only held by you. You and you only. You always telling people to go back and watch tape. We watched Shedeur. I did lives here on Shedeur. We all watched the game. We analyzed the game in real time. Shedeur was the guy that his back was broken. He was still making passes. Shedeur is the most accurate quarterback in college football. What else? What else? He won an award for his arm. What else do you want him to do? What tape are you watching that everybody else is not watching, bro? You are not an expert. You are absolutely zero expert. Like, you don't have any expertise in this here game to say that what everybody else had him in the first round on their draft boards, and yet you are saying his game is average. You don't know what you're talking about, yard man. You don't. Because you keep telling people, go back and watch the tape. Go back. That's your only argument. Go back and watch what tape? What tape do you have that everybody didn't see when they were at Jackson State? Undefeated 2 seasons. Came to Colorado, won 4 games first season because there was nothing there. Everybody was upset. They didn't understand what was going on. Second year, people they figured it out. 9 games. What other tape do you have that says he was not undefeated at Jackson State? That said that he did not win 4 and then eventually 9 games at Colorado? He only played 4 years in college. So what other tapes do you have that everybody don't have. Yes, Erica. When he went to the Power Four, he got to Colorado without a team. There was no structure there. These guys were 1-11, and they have had several coaches. You remember the coach, the Michigan State coach? You remember him? He left. Prior to him, there was a coach. There were so many coaches. These guys could not figure out who their own fathers were at a certain point because they've seen so many men come through the door. They were trying to figure out why mommy was dating so many men. All right? They was just like, all right, are you my daddy? Are you my daddy? Every single day, every single year, are you my daddy? Sometimes in the middle of the night, there was a new daddy. Okay? So I'm like, okay, so Coach Prime gets there. He does his best. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won 4 games. They won three in a row, and then they started feeling themselves, and they realized that things started to break apart. So because they could have won a lot more, they would have won 8 games that year. I guarantee you. Whatever, we can leave that alone. But I'm saying 9 games after that, they could have went to the playoffs. They were this close to going to the playoffs under Shedeur's leadership. So I don't know, man. Like, yo. Like, because you hate him or because you think he's average, it doesn't mean whatever's in your mind is correct and everybody else is wrong. It's just not my saying. I'm just a YouTuber who has just come to this here lane. But if you cannot take it from everybody else and only you hold this view, then it's you who are wrong, not the rest of us. This ain't just me talking. This is the entire football community talking, not just Harry. But for some reason, you have some secret data that nobody else has. When PFF scores Shedeur against quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, USC. Caleb Williams, USC. Shedeur Sanders went against Caleb Williams. It was said in this video that I played tonight. He went against, in his first year, went against Caleb toe-to-toe. And he went first round. What Shedeur are you talking about? This is it. Let's talk about that. What's his record against teams with a winning record or going against better players? Here it is. If you take Oregon's offensive line and defensive line, if you take their better players, what does that equate to? It's not just Shedeur who is bad, because if you look at Shedeur, his play in those games, if he has the protection, he is always the better quarterback. So what are you talking about? You can't use that as an argument if we're talking about one player. What is his record against better teams? That's not an argument. That is not an argument you can make. You got to go to the PFF grade, or you got to look at the elements, the nuances of the game. That's how you score individual players, a quarterback. The quarterback is not capable of carrying the team by himself. Not. So if you're talking about better teams, what was the offensive line play? What was the defensive line's play? Complementary football. So when you go and you put that all together, you can determine something that, okay, Shedeur, he was terrible in this game, but the offensive line did their job. The left tackle did their job. The guards did their job. Shedeur just threw ducks all day. That's how you're able to determine this stuff. But it's not going to be determined by just throwing stuff out there. This is barbershop talk. This is the type of stuff that you throw out there without knowledge of the game. If you are you're in a situation where you're going to be trying to win points, just like in a rap battle. Because at that moment, it's not about, especially when you're online, you throw those things out so people can go, oh, yeah, you're right. But not here. Not the data central. What you talking about? That is not how you extrapolate data. That is not. Because it's more than just the record. Look at his play. Who was the better quarterback when they were playing? There was no scenario where somebody was the better quarterback. Shedeur went toe-to-toe with Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall quarterback that was taken in 2024. We talking about? Any quarterback he went against, he held his own. So what we talking about? What are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? Like, you're making these arguments and it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense for you to say, oh, what was his record against better teams? Well, if you take the elements of a better team, that means that they had a better defense against Shedeur's worst offensive line. So those defenses were able to stop him. When they're saying the better teams, it's not out of in passing. The better teams had better teams. I thought that was common sense. The better teams have better teams. Did that go over your head? The better teams, I'm going to crush this right now. I'm going to kill this argument today. The better teams had better teams. Duh. What you talking about? It don't make no daggone sense. Oh, what was this record against better teams? Duh, they were better than his team. But how did he play in those games? When he was given an opportunity to stop running for his life, how did he play in those games? When he played Nebraska the first year, crushed them. The second year when he played them, because they had 2 NFL defensive line guys, did those guys actually go to the NFL? I don't know, but those guys, Shedeur could not do anything. Second half, he held his own. So the argument has to move down the road. It cannot be, what was this record against better teams? Well, yeah, duh, there were better teams. He can't do it all himself. But I thought you knew that because you're a yard man. But you're not on the yard, man. You're not on the yard. You obviously was not in the yard. You was in solitary confinement when those games were playing. You were not in the yard. It's hard for you to see because you're such a fan, Harry. It's hard for you to see because you're such a hater. I'm telling you, yard man, anything you levy against me, just take the opposite of that. Because this conversation goes both ways. It's not that you're correct, right? Because we both have to present an argument. So present your argument, and I'll present my argument, and let people out there decide. But the people have decided. There is records out there. If you were in a place where everybody hated Shedeur, yeah, you will win points for saying the stuff that you say. I'm such a fan, so I got the glaze over my eyes, right? But present your argument. What is your argument? That he had bad records against other teams, so he is supposed to carry the team regardless of how bad his team was. That makes sense to you. So because I'm a fan, I don't understand how offensive lines work. Because if you play in a team that has a great defensive line and they have linebackers that are running so fast, they have linebackers that can get to the quarterback, and your guards and your left guard, your right guard, and your tackles, they cannot stop them. They can't stop those linebackers. Guess what's going to happen? He's going to get tackled left and right all the time. When you get your safety doing prayers and your safety is your brother, when he drops down to his knees to do prayers, right, in the middle of a game and he's praying to Jesus, Jesus, please stop this running back because he's scoring too much. There's no complimentary football because that offense, that running back is much faster than they can handle. So guess what? If the Colorado defense cannot play, those better offensive guys, those good, like Devin Neals, guess what's going to happen? They're going to lose. And then you're going to come on here and tell me, Harry, what was his record against better teams? As if he was supposed to play defense as well as play offense quarterback. He's supposed to also stop the Devin Neal. He's supposed to stop Devin Neal. He's supposed to go out there and that bomb, that AJ, Avery Johnson, that one throw that caught them off guard. Shedeur is supposed to be playing DB and stop that throw. Then you would have been able to say what was their record against that team, because Shedeur is supposed to stop that. Come on, man. You're not. If it don't make sense, don't come with it. Oh, Todd Smith said, check my email. I'm coming. My bad, my guy. My guy. Todd, I'm cooking everybody tonight. I'm cooking Rob Parker, and I'm in the chat cooking this Jamaican. Bombo Cloud. What are you talking about? It's a cuss word, but at least it ain't in English. Only those who know. Ross, what you talking about, son? Don't get cooked in the chat, okay? You ain't talking fast. I'm not emotional. I'm just listing just basic stuff. But you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. Like, Shedeur don't play defense. You know that, right? Yard man? You know Shedeur don't play defense, right? Todd Smith, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing today? Thank you for calling in. You might have to unmute, if I'm not mistaken. If not, you might have to just log off and log back on.
Okay, can you hear me?
You here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Nah, it's low. Last time you called from space, now you're calling from like your the trunk of your car.
Really?
Yeah, log off and log back on.
All right.
Yeah, Surfer Boy, I'm cooking tonight, bro. I'm telling you, dudes don't want it. Like y'all man, call in. You know you've been here before. Call in, because you can talk faster than you can type, and it's unfair. I don't want to cook you in the chat. It's like me cooking. Like, how do I say this? Nah, man, you can't. I don't know. I don't want to cook you in the chat. You're not even here. It's not even fair, man. Because you're not presenting no arguments. Whenever people like Yard Man start getting cooked, this is where to go to. This is what happens. They start saying stuff like, "Oh, you're emotional. You're a fan," but I ain't saying nothing about being a fan. Like, I'm telling you. Let me call my assistant. Let me call my assistant, and so my assistant can put you on. Give me a second. Todd Smith, welcome to the show, brother. What's up?
Yo, what up, Harry? Can you hear me better, man?
Something's on the audio. Like, you sound like you're way back.
Really? How
Yeah,
about
right there sounded a little better.
That's a lot better? Or no?
It sounds like you're far away, though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm using the same phone that paid for.
You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's try that. Where you at right now? Let's try that.
Oh, okay.
Tell me if I'm missing something, my guy. Tell me if I'm missing something when it comes to this Shedeur argument. Am I missing something? Because at the end of the day, we got to understand that. Yeah, you know you're supposed to use records, but when it comes to like how you prove a quarterback is not a certain way, there's more to just that than just saying, oh, what was his record? Am I right? Wrong? Am I right? When it comes to quarterback play.
Yeah, I mean, their record is just a small fraction. It's not the overall thing that NFL teams are looking for, before they draft you. And and Dylan Gabriel wouldn't. It ain't like he was just winning against a lot of big teams when he was in college. If you go to his 2022-2023 season, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Like when you go to, because they was in the Pac-12, so that 2022-2023 season, they got beat by number 9 K-State. You know, they got blown out by Texas. Texas used to run the Big 12 before they moved to the SEC. Even though Dylan came from UCF, he had a good season over there at UCF. But when he went over there to Oklahoma, it ain't like he beat Texas one time in the Cotton Bowl, but that game is a rival at all times. I don't care if one team is sorry or not. You know, they couldn't beat number 13 Florida State in 2022-2023 season. If you move forward to 2023 season, they lost to Kansas. Kansas wasn't even ranked. They lost to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was ranked number 20. Oklahoma was ranked number 12.
But with the argument, look, I don't even care about Dylan Gabriel, right?
Right.
Look, we're trying to present Shedeur, but this guy's like average, right? Okay, tell me if this is an average quarterback. Jackson State FCS 2021 to 2022. Oh shoot, hold up. I gotta plug my computer in. Give me a second, guys. There we go. Okay, so 2021 to 2022. Tell me if this is average. This is an average quarterback. Jerry Rice Award 2021. Named the most outstanding freshman in FCS, first ever HBCU player to win it. First ever HBCU player to win it.
Mm-hmm.
SWAC Freshman of the Year 2021. Second team All SWAC 2021. SWAC Offensive Player of the Year 2022. Deacon Jones Trophy 2022 awarded to the top player from an HBCU. Awarded to the top player from an HBCU. University of Colorado FBS 2023 to 2024. Johnny United's Golden Arm Award 2024. Now the nation's top upperclassman quarterback. This is the nation's top upperclassmen's quarterback award. First team All Big 12 2024 and Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in 2024. Associated Press second team All-American 2024. Pac-12, Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. Newcomer of the Year by the AP Associated Press. And all transfer Pac-12, all newcomer honors. What we talking about? The heck we talking about?
Man, I don't know what I don't know what they talking about in the chat. You know,
don't say they. We know what name. This ain't gonna be no hip hop diss. This is I'm calling names. Yardman. Yardman. What you talking about? Bumbo Clot. What is it that you talking about, man? What record? What tape you keep calling us to go back and watch? You think the AP wasn't watching all those tapes you talking about? The Johnny's United Award, like, come on, Johnny's United, right? All the Johnnies are uniting. The Jerry Rice Award is not usually given to an HBCU player, bruh. They don't usually give it to an HBCU. He said first ever HBCU player to win it.
Right.
The first ever HBCU player to win the Jerry Rice Award. Named the most outstanding freshman in FCS. What we talking about? What tape you got? What tape do you have? And DC, save me. I mean, miss me with that. Pickett and Watson won the Johnny Unitas Award too. I'm not making an argument for them. I'm making an argument for the average player. Because he ain't talking about Kenny Pickett and them being average. He's talking about Shedeur being average. So I ain't making no argument for Pickett and Watson. That argument has nothing to do with what I'm trying to tell you right now. Because if it's an average player does not win these awards. Can we not agree to that simple term?
Yeah, average players do not win those awards.
That's what I'm saying. What am I missing?
And the quarterbacks that came out of this year's draft, all of them, in my opinion, are average moving to the next level. Even Cam Ward, I don't think, even though he has to start because Tennessee just don't have nobody. But I'm not looking for him to have a breakout season like Washington quarterback that came from LSU. So I guess for me, man, a lot of people, I don't know what they looking at, but
don't say a lot of people. Please call Yardman's name.
Oh,
please.
Yeah,
I want this meal to be well cooked. I don't want it to be burnt. I don't want it to be overcooked. I don't want it to be undercooked. I want to make sure that the receiver of this message is Yardman. Because he don't understand. He says, Harry, I listen to you and Ty. Both of you have turned into deep fanboys. What does fanboys have to do with the information I'm giving you on this screen? This is not me. I didn't write this. I didn't put this up. I did not create. I don't know what you...
I would like for Yardman to come on here and clarify what he mean by fanboys and what he mean. I would like to know his logical thinking.
I can tell you, this is what people who don't have anything, they don't have no data to back up their argument. This is what they go to.
Right.
When you're online and you're trying to win points in a group and you have nothing, you got to say these keywords. These are code for,
right.
These are just code for I have nothing else. And if I say you're a fanboy, then a few people that agree will say it, because fanboys would just be saying how great their person is without any kind of information to back it up.
That let me know that you don't know football like that.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's what it makes me think. And I know it. I know the game. I know this thing. For real.
I'm telling you, when you say, oh, because you're not understanding real football from a QB perspective and what's needed, like
that's cap, bro. Like, that let me know that you do not know football like that, bro. When you make that statement right there.
But that's what people
statement, but you get drafted anyway. They're gonna clear all that crap up in the NFL that you inherited, whether it was bad habits or not. They're gonna mold you to fit what they're trying to do in their organization. But you are talented enough for them to draft you. So I don't
make the argument. Make the argument. Don't sit here and just keep calling. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're just a fanboy. If I'm a fanboy, then bring your data. I can't smoke you with data like I'm smoking meat for me to eat later for Thanksgiving. I'm starting it early. I'm cooking you. Because I got data you ain't got. Oh, DC. That's why I saw ChatGPT. He said that's DC. Okay. DC, welcome to the show. What are you doing, DC? Welcome to the show, man. I was like,
this is not DC. This is Cat GPT.
Oh,
because
Cat
some
GPT.
of the data, we're gonna get some of this data right. So DC is somewhere. Yeah, this is Cat GPT, and we're gonna get some data right. So what's going on, Tim Smith? What's going on, Harry B?
I'm in the middle of cooking a meal, and his name is Yardman. Okay, so I don't know, DC. You can be either neutral. You can speak from a neutral perspective. You can defend your guy, or you can get football. But there is no other way for us to determine football information other than the play on the field. Is that a yes or a no? Is that a yes or a no?
ChatGPT is always neutral.
So answer the question. Can we determine football play by play on the field and by either accolades or what is determined by the AP or others who watch the game just as well?
That does compute.
Okay. So if that is the case, then can you tell me, is there some other tape that y'all may have that we are not privy to?
I think he's trying to bring in an element of this is why some other people may be saying that Shedeur. Again, I'm not here to bash Shedeur at all. I'm just here to sit here to be the light skinned cat GPT with the fresh cut, the fresh fade, and talk about he's only presenting an angle that some other people are saying.
But the angle has to be backed up by data.
But don't you think that's cap?
That's what I'm saying. We need data to be. You can't.
The season.
If you are a fanboy, he's talking like a fanboy, but yet he's accusing me of the fanboy, and I'm the only one bringing data to the fight. He has zero data to prove his point. He's just talking about hearsay things. Oh, maybe this is why. Everybody says maybe this is why. But I'm telling you, the data, the information that you need to be able to make an argument makes sense. So where is the information that we should be taking to say, okay, maybe he has a point? What's the information?
Well, that's good that you asked. That's what Cat GPT is for. It's for information.
Let's go.
So what he's doing is he's asking the question.
They said you found a cat with a fade. I can't.
I'm dead.
Yep. I got that, Steve Harvey. You're right. So here is. So what he's using is that is a data point when during normal football discussions where you do talk about, like we talk about strength of schedule to rank teams, right? So competition would be an adequate thing to use for these type of discussions.
Competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, DC, but think about this.
We're talking about quarterback though.
Yeah, we're talking about one specific
player,
one specific
position.
Thank you, Harry.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
I swam in the Pacific one time.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, come on.
You gonna come with the dad jokes? Come on, man.
But like,
I'm ready to burn yard man. I'm gonna burn this meal tonight. I'm ready to cook him and get him up.
But DC, this is my question to you.
It's Cat GPT. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Cat GPT.
I'm calling you DC. I ain't calling you no Cat GPT.
Yeah, pause. But what Harry has displayed up on the screen right now is data, right?
Yes.
Okay. We watched Shedeur turn a program around at the FBS level, right?
Yes, but I do have one pushback I have to have.
Hold on, don't push back yet. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Go ahead.
Okay. Then on top of that, 2024-2025 season.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of top-notch NFL analysts had Shedeur within the top, I ain't gonna say top two.
Just say first round.
Well, no. Top 5 picks on all their mock draft boards to be projected to go between 1 and 3.
That's a fact.
Is that fair? Is that fair to say?
There were some reports that said that is accurate.
I'm talking about from the top tier.
Don't worry, DC gonna do that DC thing, but I'm here. I got you, Tim.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a fact.
That is the fact that some people, but to sit here and because I'm Cat GPT, so I'm gonna search the internet for information. Not everybody said the same thing, but there was a good majority that said what you said. Continue.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
you don't need everybody to say it because everybody's not in the same position.
Exactly. So, but one of them is that for the most part didn't get it right for numerous of years. But what I'm saying is, if he has all this, how can you even say that he's average? Because we already know what happened to him in the draft and why he slid. It don't have anything to do with him or his play on the field.
Actually, we don't know, Tim. Just to be fair, we don't know. Everybody's speculating. Nobody has come on the record to say anything factual.
Right.
We don't know.
To me, the picture is just as clear as day. They don't have to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
The picture is clear to me.
But in an argument where you're trying to cook somebody and burn the meal, and so he can get up out of here with the nonsense, you gotta just keep it factual. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Keep the factual line, because then they're gonna come back and try to bite you with that.
Right. Okay.
So we don't know. Let's just say we don't know.
Okay, we don't know. But with those 3 levels, that's not average. Is it fair to say that's not average at all?
I don't think anybody can realistically sit back and say that Shedeur is an average QB. That is not a fair assessment of him.
All right, yard man, you in solitary confinement. You are not on the yard.
But I don't think that's what yard man. Are you saying that Shedeur is average, or are you saying
he literally said that? I have it. I'll put it up right now.
Yeah, he said he average, bro. Like, and then he called me and Harry fanboys for.
Well, that part is true though.
Well,
no. It's not true, because we're presenting data. We're not coming from a fanboy standpoint with no data. If we were just saying he's good without any kind of proof, then you can say it's plausible that we're just fanning out. But not with people that are on the talk show bringing data. That's not a fanboy argument. Fanboys usually ain't got no data.
All right. Well, hold on a second as I adjust my do-rag, get my waves looking good. Check this out.
Hey, that's Steve Harvey that has to wear a do-rag.
Yeah, well, see, I got cat hair, and I understand I have to dye it. So I kind of like get it, taken care of each month. So that's why I got to do what I got to do with the Cat GPT fresh cut. So check this out. The first premise of this was we were talking about where Shedeur fits in. And again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about Shedeur because the Harry's chat likes to just slice and dice me. That's why I got Cat GPT.
Not if you're gonna take a stance. Don't even worry about it.
Don't hear me wrong. I'm not worried about that.
Let me just read what he says. This is Yardman. It's on the screen. Not worried about the others. I'm telling you, Hype Man is an average QB.
Okay. Well, he did. I don't agree with that one. Now, I got to push back on your statistics, because I'm going to sit here and say Jerry Rice Award. Bro, ain't no way that Steve McNair shouldn't have won that. I done seen that with my own eyes. So, but that's for another discussion right there. And you know that, Tim.
He's the
Steve
first
McNair was
Jerry Rice Award. He's the first HBCU player to have ever won it. We're making an argument for Shedeur, so you can't bring in something that is not talking about that. So debunk that. Tell me that's bad. Don't tell me somebody else should have won it. Then you're not in this argument. Tell me how bad that is. Why is that bad?
I won't say that that's bad at that. I wouldn't say that's bad, because I don't know what the other freshmen were.
Somebody else should have won that. It's against what? It's to say what?
He said the first ever HBCU player to win it. That's crap right there.
Well, is that not facts, or is that something?
It's what happened, but what I'm saying is
when you look, the fact that he's 5th round and we're saying no, he's a 1st round talent, you want that to stick? But we can't
I'm saying
he's 1st round talent.
No, what I'm saying that he should have won. He not having a problem with winning that. I'm just speaking as Cat GPT for historical purpose.
No,
somebody else should have won that before.
No.
Never been the first HBCU one to do it, but it continued.
But that's so the first. So if we make the argument again, when you're making that argument and you want to stay here and make that argument, anytime we talk about him being a 5th rounder and we're saying he's not a 5th rounder, you should also be sensitive to that, because now you want us to be sensitive to you saying he shouldn't be the first one, right?
That was more so for me speaking up for the HBCU community, not speaking against Shedeur.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. This is for me speaking for all 5th rounders. This is for me speaking on all 5th rounders community. That's what that is. So when we say the 5th round, be sensitive to that. We're telling you that he ain't no 5th round guy. So understand the argument.
I don't. At the end of the day, is we can say whatever we want to say, whether he's 5th round or not. Again, I'm not here to determine that.
But
what I do know,
the fact is he was 5th round. That's the fact. That's the one that y'all want us to eat every single time we have the argument. That is the fact. We take that. Okay, so he's the first ever HBCU player to win it. I don't want to hear nothing else. Facts. That's it. Let's deal with facts. Let's not bring in nothing else. That's what I'm trying to do. Facts. He's the first to win it ever. Regardless of how you feel, he's a 5th rounder. That's what y'all tell us every single time we bring up regardless of how you feel, he's a 5th rounder. Eat that. We're going to eat it. Now, you got to eat that. Let's move on. First to ever win it. That's a fact, DC. And let's go. What else? What else you want to debunk?
I wasn't trying to debunk anything. We just sitting here talking.
If you're saying technically he shouldn't be.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I am gonna do. I'm finna slice your justification.
I'm ready, DC.
Let's slice your justification. All right.
Slice me like some carrots.
So let's do it. Let's do
it. Let's do it. We're doing it.
So as I did my search, as a good ChatGPT does, what would you say if somebody because this, I'm going to say something with Yard Man on this one. If a team was the 13th ranked offense in their conference and the 69th ranked offense in the FCS, what would you say about that team?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm asking you a question. If a team was 13th in their conference and 69th overall in the FCS, what would you say that team is? Would you say that's a great team, fantastic
How many teams
team
in the conference?
What's that?
There were 13.
16.
Okay, if they're 13th, then they're 13th. Then that's how I accept it.
Would you say that's the best team in the conference and that's a great team? They got a great offense?
Is that a trick question? Because you said they were 13th. How could it be the best if they're 13th?
Okay, so Colorado was 13th offensively last year in the conference and 69th. So the point isn't that Shedeur isn't good. What it is that we got to get out of the thing is that we only look at the data points. Which is why you have ChatGPT here that says things favorable, not to a point of when somebody introduces something contradictory.
Does that have to do anything with anything? You just give me useless information. That's useless as anything. To make that make sense in the context of this conversation.
I am making it make sense. You just don't like what I said, but ChatGPT.
No, I want to understand. Forget about those ChatGPT crap. I want to understand what you're saying when you bring in that data point.
I'm saying,
is that data point supporting you or not? So, what does that mean?
I'm not here to prop up Shedeur or dish Shedeur.
I don't care which.
What I'm here,
just explain it to me.
I am explaining it. What I'm saying is. Yard Man, I don't agree with him average, but what we're saying is when we start looking at data, we can't just look at the stuff that says, okay, yes, this is a sales. Like, for example, people use the Johnny Unitas War, and Shedeur should have won that. But when you start looking at this,
okay, hold on. Let me understand what you're trying to do.
You haven't finished what I'm saying yet.
No, because it's like, okay, you're inserting data just to say just for the sake of inserting data, and I want to know if it's touting a specific talking point, because I don't know what you're doing. You're like,
I said, well,
they're not the best team. They were the 60 seconds team.
What I'm saying,
I have to do with the data, the information we're talking
what
about.
I'm saying to you, Harry, is when you have people that are saying things that are counter Shedeur, they're using these data points, which are valid. It doesn't mean that Shedeur isn't good. It's just to a point of when they're looking at the data from that other side, they're going, okay, well, you guys are saying franchise QB. They're saying, well, I don't necessarily see that, and this is why. And some of the points that they're making are valid. It doesn't mean that Shedeur is not going to be a franchise QB. But when you sit back and you say Shedeur's a franchise QB, and you say So, but you're using the context. I'm going to use the Johnny Unitas Award to back that up. We can go down and sit back and say, hey, where was Max Dugan? That was at TCU. He won it. He plays in the UFL. We could look at Kenny Pickett on his own team. He won it. Watson won it. Jameis Winston won it. You can go down a list of a whole bunch of people who won that award and did not do well. So while it could be an indicator that he was a great college player, you got to go all the way back, I think, to Andrew Luck to sit back and see some of the successful ones. There's only a few in there. So what I'm saying, when you're saying this is an indicator that he will be good, that's not. He could be good, but
so you're not touting the lines of the argument we're having. You're bringing a general conversation.
I'm saying this.
We ain't saying that tonight. You're kind of like you're starting a new argument. I'm trying to cook Yardman.
I know you're trying to cook Yardman, but you can't cook
an average quarterback. But you're not even addressing the stuff that he's talking about. You're just saying like what people are saying.
I already addressed the point. I said he wasn't average. I didn't agree with that. What I'm trying to say to you and to a lot of fans is that you got to accept that some people are looking at other data points to come. It doesn't mean that they hate
but
them.
if we were having that argument, then yes, I would have another counter argument. But I want to just fry Yardman, boil him, and I want to bury him. But you want to have a different conversation.
Oh no, I was just coming to correct that. But if it's about frying Yardman, ChatGPT is about to go take a cat nap and get back in the chat, and y'all have a fantastic evening.
Yeah. We're not having a general conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. So the argument that he put, thank you, DC, for trying. I appreciate it. But no, because sometimes you just got to address people one at a time. When you have the opportunity to address an argument, you want to be able to just address them because people be looking for attention. And sometimes you don't have the opportunity to address them the correct way, and then you'll just keep them alive. But I'm like Cat Williams. I like to bury a comedian that wants to come at me sideways. Like, I know this nigga. I don't know this dude.
I'll tell you what then. Well, then fine then. As ChatGPT leaves, Tim, love you, brother, always. We're going to have to link up offline so I can see how things going.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yardman, I'm about to play sad trombone music for you. Womp, 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 womp. And ChatGPT, it's to get out of here. But y'all have a good evening. I'm going to sit in the chat and just sit and enjoy and troll Shantae.
Right. So what DC was trying to bring into the conversation, I totally understand. We're not tonight trying to raise Shedeur as he's the best quarterback because he's the best, and we don't want to accept any kind of other data point. His team was not the best, but he's still no. See, Yardman, you do this thing all the time. I know you don't need attention, but you're going to get cooked, and I want to make sure that I burn this food because I want to make sure that you're not even edible because I'm so tired of like people just not understanding how this stuff works. But Yardman, you keep doing this every time. Like every time we have an argument or every time we're talking about this stuff, you always come in with this weak argument. Oh, he's an average quarterback. Yes, you're just talking on nothing. You don't bring nothing. You don't even bring no stats. You don't bring no data points. You just keep giving us your opinion. Opinions don't matter because my opinion is that he's way better than you're giving him credit for. So if it's just going to be on opinion, you are getting cooked unless you provide some kind of data point that says, oh, no, this is what I mean. Your opinion don't matter. It really doesn't. If that's all you got is your opinion, then who's the fanboy? If I'm a fan and I'm telling you, you give me an opinion, I'll give you mine. Why does yours take precedence over mine? Tim, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
If we both have opinions, right?
Right.
It's an opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. And I can't come against your opinion in a way where I'm like, yo, It's just your opinion, which everybody has.
Right. I want your man to pull up though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If all you got is an opinion, then you win because it's your opinion. But
because we agree with your man when last time he was on the show, because I remember it, when he was stating that, Shedeur doesn't throw his wide receivers open. And I told him I can agree with that on certain occasions. I would like to see it more. But to say that
he's average because of that, like
just to say that he doesn't make good decisions,
right?
Or he can't read defenses. That's crazy to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he displayed it the whole entire season. Like
every quarterback has weak points. Everybody that's been drafted, they all have their weak points where the NFL is going to try to get them to correct certain things. But for you to levy, he's an average quarterback because of X, Y, and Z because of his weak points. No, that's not true. And I'm just trying to let you know. You think you know football, but you don't. You cannot say based on your opinions or based on these few factors, he's an average quarterback. That's not how you tally the information. If you say, oh, Shedeur does not know how to hand off. I made a video. My wife was a daggone running back. Shedeur doesn't hand off. I said that, but does that make him an average quarterback? No. That they just didn't. He was in shotgun almost his whole entire career.
So I mean, at the end of the day, CU didn't have an O-line. CU didn't have a running game. The quarterback and wide receivers were their offense.
Right.
And Shedeur had to create a lot of stuff. The wide receivers had to create a lot of stuff. So it's like, but to say that he doesn't know how to read defenses, like they would have lost more games than they lost if he wasn't able to throw. I mean, if he wasn't able to read defenses.
Bro, Ryan Staub was an average quarterback.
Exactly.
Ryan Staub was an average. You put an average quarterback in Shedeur situations that he was in, they don't get the record that they have.
And then hold on, Harry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I see what Yard Man says. He says throwing the deep ball don't make you an outstanding QB. Here we go again about the O-line not good. Go back and watch. Yard Man, go back and watch that UCF game. That throw that Shedeur made to Amarion Miller in the back of the end zone. That's not an average throw, bro. Some of them out routes that he was throwing to Travis, as soon as he broke, the ball was there. That's not average. And he didn't throw the deep ball 100% all the time.
Average quarterbacks are not the most accurate in the entire sport they're playing. Average quarterbacks are not the most accurate. But that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, this is what it sounds like. It sounds like projection. When somebody is something and they're trying to disguise it, they project it on somebody else. I feel like he's more of a fanboy of Shedeur, and he's just upset that Shedeur made certain mistakes when he was playing, and he wished he didn't have those mistakes so he could be better because he loves Shedeur so much. So all he's doing is just projecting, calling us fanboys when he knows that Shedeur, it ain't no average quarterback. Like an average quarterback would not win these awards, and an average quarterback would not be on people's draft on the teams that needed quarterbacks. He would not be on all of their draft boards and in round number 1. That wouldn't happen to an average quarterback. But I feel like you're projecting, bruh. If you say Shedeur has a lot of things to clean up, like every other quarterback that comes out, I can understand that. And we can have an argument. We can say, yeah, we can plug out all of his, discretions and come to a conclusion. But you're coming to he's an average quarterback, and this is why he's not playing. This is why Cleveland Brown is treating him the way that they're treating him. That's where I'm so tired of you saying that. That's where I gotta come for you, my guy. That's where I gotta come for you, because you're not. Cleveland Brown situation has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders being average.
He got picked in the 5th round, for God's sake.
That's what I'm saying. It has everything to do with their dysfunctional system they don't know what they're doing with their quarterbacks. They're not even giving everybody. They got him on the practice squad. Let's for crying out loud. He's on the practice squad with the first team. Stop playing with me. Shedeur Sanders, a practice squad quarterback? Bro, man, look, man. Take your plate to go. It's burnt food because you got cooked so well. You got burnt, bro. Next time, come on the show. If you really want to put up an argument about Shedeur being average, come with something more than just like fanboy talk. Like, oh, you a fanboy, man.
Hey, Yard Man, I want to know who you have as number one, the most accurate quarterback coming out of this draft. Who is your number one?
He gonna be lazy and say Cam Ward.
You better not say Cam Ward.
He gonna be lazy and say Cam Ward. Everybody lazy. He gonna be lazy. If nothing, if whatever happened behind the scenes didn't happen behind the scenes, Shedeur's number one quarterback off the board, and that's a fact. Because that's what everybody was saying. Harry, you still haven't and now he's all caps now. Now he's all caps. Now he's yelling. Harry,
he turned in Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's all caps now. Harry, you still haven't understood what I'm trying to say. What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say? Shante said Tua was constantly under duress. If you compare him to all the other quarterbacks, were they always under duress? No. Shedeur Sanders was not no average quarterback. If you put an average quarterback like Ryan Stubb in a situation where, first of all, they had average quarterbacks. That's why they win 1-11. That's why they win 1-11. If you put an average quarterback against TCU that just came from the national title game, they don't win that game. If you put an average quarterback, he does not make that throw in next to the right at the goal line to Travis Hunter. That's what an average quarterback is not beating Nebraska. Not the way that they beat Nebraska the first year. An average quarterback does not get past TCU like that, and does not get past CSU in the first time they played them, because CSU was playing. They were balling. So come on, man, miss me all that nonsense. I understand what you're saying, bro. You're a fanboy who is projecting. That's who you are. You are a fanboy. You love Shedeur. This is where I bury you. Now I'm putting the dagger. The sword is already in your chest. Now this is where I turn it. You a fanboy. You love him so much, you wish that he could have gotten rid of some of those mistakes that he made. That's fanboy stuff, and you're projecting. You really don't know what you're talking about. So you gotta resort to, hey man, you just a fanboy, so you don't know football. That's what all these dudes have been saying. And I'm still here talking football. And where they at? Come on, man. I cash my check every month. Because I need that money. You feel me? He's average based on what the scouts are looking for.
DC trolling hard.
Get him, DC. You are using wins and losses, not actual command from the line of scrimmage, brother. Hey, man, look. What you're saying, every quarterback has. So then every quarterback to you should be average. You should not just be picking on Shedeur. Then that means that you need to really go in and really start labeling every quarterback that has these mistakes or that have these, shortcomings, and just name all of them average. Then that means that the entire 2025 quarterback class was average. Say that. and say they were all average and they didn't have, they were not, what's the name? I would still plug out Shedeur and tell you that he wasn't average because I have real data to prove that he wasn't average. When you're always under duress, if you're an average quarterback, you don't win some of those games that he won. When you don't have an adequate offensive line to protect, an average quarterback will always fold. But I got data, I got talking points. You don't have anything. You just keep saying the same thing. He didn't calculate this, or he missed the play, he overthrew his person, or he didn't throw them open, or da. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, you gotta understand, like, when you don't have time, this is a nuance of football that I really want to school you real quick because I'm tired of cooking this food. This food is overcooked. You're cooked already. So just understand that you're cooked. I'm throwing away this food because it's burnt. I burnt it. So, but here's the dagger for you. Here's a nuance. Let's just take one play. If you are under duress, it changes the way that you were processing, or the way that you were going to actually process that specific play, and you're going to have to now change and come up with a different way to complete that play, right? You don't have no running backs. A lot of these quarterbacks had running backs, so they had to take off plays. The running back actually allows you to take a play off. We didn't have none of that. Shedeur had none of that. So every other play, or every play, 90% of his plays, it was passing plays. But once you are under duress, it changes how the play was designed, and now you have to do the work to make something happen from this breakup play. And more than usual, Shedeur made something out of nothing. If you think that's an average quarterback, you need to go back and understand that Jamaicans play soccer with their bare feet. So they don't even understand football. I'm turning the knife now. This is how I turn it for you, so you can understand that I'm done cooking you. Once you get to that point where you no longer have that play, how it was designed and how you were supposed to throw it, which was, Tim, do you even know the percentage of times that Shedeur had to run outside of the pocket or get out? Like, when he was in duress, the percentage was so high.
It was very high.
Very high.
At least about 90% of the time.
Bro, he was running for his life. So how can you even assess? How can you even assess whether he was, you don't even know what he was going to be able to do if he was protected. That play could have been done where it was designed. But if you're running for your life, you don't think that a quarterback is going to maybe not throw it the way that the play was designed? Come on, man. I'm done with this food right here. That's it.
Hey, I want to say this. I'm looking at some of the I'm looking at a little bit of the chat, and it sounds like Yardman speaking from an NFL perspective on some things. No, he's not. Well, on some things.
He ain't speaking from no NFL.
I'm just saying, like,
you talking about the CFL.
Well,
or the AFL, the African Football League.
Oh man! But
where their trophy is goat meat. Goat. Their trophy is food. Okay. Just feed us if we win. We just want food.
food, and goat meat. But no, like, it sounds like you're talking from NFL, because he's talking about cadences and all this stuff.
What?
And you see a lot of that in the NFL. You know what I mean? You got people on the sideline sending in those type of cadences. So that's why you see them always looking.
Okay, help him out, Ty. Come on, let me see. Do your best to try to defend this guy. So let me see if I can dismantle that as well, because it'll take me 2 seconds to dismantle that. But lay that out again. He's talking from an NFL perspective, and he's doing what?
Well, it sounds like some of his talking points is NFL, what you see in the NFL.
Okay.
You don't necessarily see in college.
Okay.
Like he does, yard man, he does demand the line of scrimmage. But if he has to check out of a play, yes, he's able to do that. But he also has to look over there to the sideline as well. In the NFL, you see more of the quarterback going to the line of scrimmage, getting with his
Tim, don't waste your breath. How many snaps has Shedeur taken in the NFL?
He haven't taken none.
That's what I'm saying. So I told you I can take 2 seconds to dismantle that whole argument.
Yeah.
How many snaps has Shedeur taken in the NFL?
Not a single one.
Not a single freaking snap. So what are we talking about?
That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I kind of shut up, because
that's why I said do your best. Be careful, because I burnt that meal.
I want him to come on here live.
No, he's gonna come on next time, because he working. He at work. He told me he was at work. So
okay.
Yeah, let him work.
Well, he need to take his break early.
He's talking about from the next. He's speaking from next level perspective. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's you real next level. Over our heads. What you talking about? Before that, you ain't got nothing to talk about. You always talking about y'all man. This is all out of fun, and you a good dude. I hope you take your cooking, your spanking like a real man. You know, you've been on the show before. I ain't against you, but I just wanted to just give you the time, the attention, that one-on-one that you wanted tonight. I wanted to make sure that I ended this, and you just got ended. I just want you to know that. I come on the show next time and try your best, because you ain't talking about no next level stuff. Whatever you're saying can be debunked in 2 seconds. Shedeur Sanders is a rookie in the NFL, just like Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel ain't nothing better than Shedeur Sanders. They ain't taking no snaps, 0 snaps in the NFL. They got a lot of bad habits, because they're young men that did the best they could do with the teams that they inherited in college. They did the best to get to the next level. From there, they're going to take that. The NFL is going to take whatever they saw in them to draft them and then prepare them for an NFL season. Do not take what the Cleveland Browns are doing, the lack of organization and leadership, drafting him at the 5th round, and Dylan Gabriel. Don't take that for any kind of reason to say, you see why this is happening? Nobody knows. The only way you can determine what talent is when you put talent against talent on the football field. That's the only way. That's all I've been asking for. So you're trying to use an argument and say, you see why Cleveland is not playing him with the first team? You see why? That's because he's an average guy. That's not how you win this argument, because that has nothing to do with nothing. Put him on the line with the ones and the ones and let him play. Then we can decide if this is how he is or not. Other than that, it's hearsay, it's speculations, and you cannot argue from a base of speculations. That's it.
Hey, Harry.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask Yardman, what round do you think Shedeur should have went in? Or do you think he should have went exactly where he went in the 5th round? I'm curious to know.
Yardman, answer his question so we can wrap this up. 2nd or 3rd. He said 2nd or 3rd round.
That's not average, my guy.
He's confused. 2nd or high 1? An average quarterback is going to go 2nd or 3rd, or the high 1. That's a starter. High 1 is a starter.
Hey, Yardman, go back to work, bro. I don't want you to lose.
Yeah, Yardman, don't lose your job.
It's
on
hard
your day off. Oh, you know football, all right. An average quarterback is going to go to high 1 or 2nd and 3rd round in the NFL draft.
Harry, all I can say is he just trolled you for an hour, bro.
He said yes because the other quarterbacks were average also. Come on, man. Y'all, man. You know what? You're arguing like Rob Parker. Even if the other quarterbacks were average, in your earlier conversation, you said, right? You said that this is the reason why they're treating him the way they're treating him. This is why he's average, because they're not giving him those reps because he's an average quarterback.
But he should have went high 1.
But he should have went high 1 to 2 and 3.
When Yardman come on, I'm gonna sit in the chat.
I want to be in the chat when he comes.
And let DC and Shantae run the show.
No, I'm gonna let Phil, DC, or whoever else, y'all run the show. I want to be in the chat because this is ridiculous. Come on, man. Yo, what we just displayed is how you cook an African meal. Okay, it takes time. You know what I'm saying? You got to use the right words, American words. If you use Liberian, people may not understand it. So that means that the ingredients have to be right. And then when you're done, you can let this guy know, listen, I ain't even care to make the food good. I just wanted to burn it. Y'all, man, you got cooked tonight, but please come back on when you have some more information, because you don't win an argument like this.
We still love you, y'all, man.
We still love you, though.
You make good points, brother.
Yeah, not tonight, but you make some good points sometime. But tonight, what? Yo, let's get final thoughts. Let me get up out of here. I don't want to stay too long because last time we went 7 hours.
Nah, I can't do that tonight.
Yeah, man, I gotta get up out of here and get ready for bed. And my wife just came back from singing. She came into the studio. I saw her, so let me go ask her how she did at singing. Let me see if Jesus blessed us because of her voice.
Right on.
Harry, you never cook because you're using wins and losses. Winston, I didn't even say anything about Winston. He brought up Winston losses because wasn't he the one that says what the records of other teams? How he played against other teams?
He stated that earlier on in the show.
He said, "What's the record against better teams?" I didn't say anything about Winston losses. You're the one who brought in Winston losses. I didn't even say anything about Winston losses. I said, let's look at his individual play. Let's look at the awards that he won. How the AP awarded him, the Jerry Rice Award, the SWAC, the conference award, Deacon Jones Trophy awarded to the player from HBC. Like, I didn't say Winston losses. If I said Winston losses, I know how I can get cooked with that because Colorado, he was 13-12. Like, so I would never use Winston losses to make an argument for Shedeur, because it was not all about that. It was about his actual play. When he went against Caleb Williams, Tim, you remember, right? When he went against USC, like, yeah, they're supposed to blow them out of the stadium, but Shedeur was holding his own against the number 1 draft pick of the 2024 draft,
and had a chance to
win it.
To win it
at the end.
Yeah, but they took the L.
Yeah, they took the L like men.
Yeah,
like for you to play head to head with a number 1 draft pick, and you almost beat him.
He averaged too. You see how his career going?
Well, that's because he's saucy,
man. And different varieties like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, if he can just stop like with the fingernail paints, maybe he might be able to hold the ball better. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to offend the saucy community. Let's get out of here, Tim. Final thoughts, man. Let's go. We've done enough cooking of yard, man.
Thank you for having me on, brother. Shantae, you right. You got the Emmy. You did your thing. You held your own for a while there.
Shantae stayed on until we said good night. I mean, we were there until was it like 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I couldn't even go live. I was so tired. Like every day after that, I was just so done. I didn't even go work out. I didn't do nothing. Like this whole week, I'm not going to go work out just because I'm so tired.
Man, I was mentally exhausted, but great show, Harry, man.
Yo, I appreciate it, man. Tim always coming on to help a brother out, getting me out of the weeds so I can cook people. I appreciate you coming on today to help me out. Shantae, man, you are a sport. Even though I know that you was jet lagged because you kept trolling in the wrong ways. Shantae, what did she say? She said, grounding on another girl or another guy or something. She was saying the whole night.
That was it.
Grounding on another man.
Grinding on another man.
Yo, and Travis was known for to cheat himself, so she ain't even used. I'm like, wait, if she was grinding on another man and he cheated, then why is he any better? Anyway, let's get up out of here. All right, Tim, man. Good night, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Good night, brother.
Y'all man, DC, everybody in the chat, Shantae, all the regulars and all the new ones that's gonna watch this video. Salute to y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. This is a community, man. We come on here, we talk sports. Y'all man is not gonna take it personal. Y'all man is just gonna come back next time, and he gonna duke it out all over again. And if you got any new, y'all man, if you got any new talking points, just come on, come with it, because I know how to debunk these things. Okay. Good night, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the next show. You feel me? God bless y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you comment because it's important. Peace.